Podcast. Monsters. Next Gen Cast.
Welcome
Hello.
to the podcast.
Long time no see, faggots.
Oh shit! Damn, we're gonna be getting subscribers. And
All right, so
yeah, welcome to Next Gen Cast after a pretty long break. I'd say
Pretty
about
long
five,
break, man.
5-6 months.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
this is a special outdoor cold front raining edition.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
We
dude.
literally got
Sean will stop at nothing to fucking have this shit outdoors in the rain,
Yeah.
straight up rain. You hear it right now, actually.
Yeah.
But whatever.
You know, it's pretty.
I'm not mad. It's just
It's
We're gonna
pretty
get
dire.
sick.
But anyways, so today's topic of discussion is going to be, I guess, the Kojima Productions, or
The new Kojima Productions.
the resurgence
Right.
of
We're going to talk about
Productions.
Kojima Productions. We're going to talk about MGS5. We're going to talk about Ace Combat 7.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh,
And I guess we can talk a little bit about VR in general.
Yeah.
This is now the year of VR. Shit, we're officially in the year of VR.
Is it out yet? Is Oculus Rift
No,
out yet?
none of them are out. They're all coming out early this year.
Okay.
Like literally like next
Because they
month.
were supposed to come out this holiday season, right? I mean.
No. It was
thought
already
they were
announced.
No,
it
they
was
were
on-
always slated for
2016.
2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's like on the forefront. But what do you guys? First off, what do you guys think about the whole like developments that have happened with Kojima?
Well,
God, literally the day of like that he left Konami, he came out and like with his new partnership.
yeah, it kind of shows that he had something up his sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
Either
was
that
really-
or,
you know, I
or
really-
people were that like just
Eager.
willing to
Yeah.
just take him in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch one of his newest interviews, he was actually saying that like a
Oh,
shitload
yeah,
of
that's right.
developers were actually
Yeah, that's
approaching
right.
him, but he said that his relationship with Sony was basically the strongest, and he had the best relationship with them.
It was the side bitch that was the tastiest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, the history of Kojima and Sony, I mean, he's literally, I mean, yeah, he released on other platforms before Metal Gear Solid, but it was
Sure.
Metal Gear Solid that, like, really threw him into, like, you know, stardom.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that was like his first like exclusive game that he made.
Mhm.
I mean, it did come out for PC. Actually, Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 came out for PC.
Yeah.
And then 3 was exclusive to PS2. MGS4 was exclusive to PS2.
The 3.
Oh yeah, MGS4 was exclusive to PS3, and then Peace Walker was exclusive to PSP.
I remember
So
there
he definitely has share fair of like PlayStation exclusives. So I mean,
Yeah.
he.
I mean,
remember
like, he,
there
yeah,
was-
like,
There
there's
was a
no-
magazine ad from Xbox, and I think the slogan at the time was like "Jump in" or something like
Yeah,
that, right?
I still have that
And it's-
magazine,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like it's like fucking design, and it's like Mr. Kojima, jump in.
I know. It's like
The water's
how about,
fine.
How about no? How about I actually released Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance on the original Xbox and it fucking flopped? Like,
Oh my god!
And it was
fucking-
like what, a couple of months before the PS2 one came
that
out.
white outline on his hair.
yeah, it was actually. It came out on there first. I forgot about that.
That shit was fucking crazy.
Dude,
How,
yeah.
like,
do you
fucked
remember the
up.
frame rate whenever you?
Yeah,
it,
the frame
it wasn't
rate
even
was
the frame
fucked up.
rate. It was just the game was just slow.
Oh, there you go. You're right.
Yeah.
I noticed it more whenever you were behind the guards on the first part on the tanker.
Yeah, no, that's where it was.
You can
bad.
get
Yeah,
that.
you know what? I
you can
think
get
I think what it was that like the frame rate was.
Oh, preserved.
Yeah. It didn't
okay.
drop any frames.
Yeah, but they sacrificed the.
Yeah, so it just slowed down instead. But were you gonna say about the guards or something?
Well, yeah. I mean, even on PS2, if you knock out all the guards, there's some kind of slowdown time.
Yeah,
isn't
there is.
So, but like that was just.
A little bit though, man.
Yeah, a little bit.
It was pretty consistent with the 60 frames,
Yeah.
even outside with all the rain engine. That,
Yeah.
I remember sometimes it would have some like what is it? The vertical sync. It would have the
Oh yeah,
you know
that's right,
the screen tearing and stuff.
It had some screen tearing issues, but overall, I mean, yeah, the Xbox version was like nowhere near like up to par to give Kojima any reason to like keep pursuing like his Microsoft relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I can completely understand why he chose Sony out of all. I mean, I'm pretty sure Microsoft like
The thing is, you could tell that Kojima was a little bit kind of wanting to get on board with Microsoft whenever 360 was like whooping its ass.
Yeah.
But like,
Dude, the hardware at the time was just so limiting. I mean, to release MGS4 for the 360 was you would need multiple discs.
Yeah, you need
Like, straight up.
like probably about like 3 or 4.
But even the just the way the system was designed, they couldn't have done the auto camo with 360.
Yeah.
They actually came out and said that it was like only possible on PlayStation 3 because of the way the CPU was designed and stuff like that. Because you literally like leaned up against the texture and it would like put that texture on your body and stuff. So it's like obviously that's some pretty advanced computing that it would need. And they said that the 360 wasn't going to be capable to do that. But anyway,
yeah, but I mean,
we're kind of getting off topic a little bit though.
Yeah. No, but yeah, these are just reasons why, like, he chose Sony over freaking Microsoft at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, Sony's one is the platform. They had the platform that like enabled him to like, grow and just explode really as a developer.
Yeah.
And it like literally put his name on the map like overnight. Because I mean, I even have like issues of like EGM and Game Informer and stuff like prior like pre-release of MGS1, and they're just they're talking they're talking about like how it's just how like serious of a game it was, and like how the Sony platform was like the only platform where it could really thrive. Yeah. And it ended up being true, and he saw that, and then and he literally the next gen, like it was only like about 3 years later that he tried to go into the Xbox market.
Yeah.
But it just failed. Even MGS5, like I think 70 to 80%.
But I mean,
of all the
do you think
purchases were on
do you think
PlayStation
it was just like a
platforms.
bad port, or do you think it was the hardware that really like fucked it up?
I think it was a bad
For
port.
substance.
I mean, the thing is, like, the game was like designed for fucking
PS2.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
It was not designed as a multi-platform game at all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main reason
Yeah,
why.
there's only so much you can do to
it's a
port
lot
a game.
easier. Yeah, it's a lot easier now to port games
Yeah,
to
but
other platforms.
back then with the tools that they had
Well, I mean, the
at the
thing
time,
is- well,
like,
I mean-
it would have been. They probably would have had to build the game from the ground up. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean that's
like,
in order for it to not have any issues.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, Xbox was kind of developed on PC technology, and PS2 was just some exotic fucking like motion engine technology.
Yeah.
So that was just like completely different than what the Xbox was like. So I think, I mean, there's no doubt that the game could have run on Xbox. It would have looked even better if they made it on Xbox.
yeah, it would
but,
have, but because it was superior hardware.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. It's like even like with MGS or like the HD collection or the one that they released for PS3 and Xbox 360,
Sure.
and also MGS5. I mean, like the sales on the Xbox platform, it just doesn't target that audience at all. His games don't, like the people that buy Xbox are like hardcore like FPS fucking gamers,
Yeah.
and or just just super kind of like generic Americanized like.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Shots fired. Well, actually, I guess you already know our stance on like Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah.
I guess there is sort of a
Dude, it's not even a freaking. It's just
No,
fact, dude.
no, dude. It's like Xbox only sells in America. Like it just appeals to Americans. It's not.
Yeah.
Like, PlayStation has always had more of a worldwide appeal than Xbox. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's why Kojima likes PlayStation a lot more, is because he wants to make games that appeal to the entire world, not just. I mean, especially being from Japan,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna obviously make games that appeal to Japanese culture and American and like European too.
Yeah.
Doesn't Metal Gear do better in the U.S. than it does in
Yeah, it
Japan?
does. I mean, this kind of just goes to show, though. It's like he wants.
But it also
It also does really fucking good in Japan, though. If it came out in Japan, if it came out on Xbox, it wouldn't do good in Japan because nobody has an Xbox over there.
Yeah.
So he's losing a lot of his market. Like it's better for him to release only on PlayStation.
Yeah. I don't know if I mentioned it before. I probably have in a previous podcast. But I remember whenever we went to Japan and we went to like a game store, and the fucking Xbox was it the 360 or the original? That we found like behind like a bunch of other like little game consoles and stuff.
Oh, that was the original Xbox.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, I mean they've progressively.
Well, that was 2010.
The sales in Japan have progressively gotten
yeah.
worse with each console. I think it was to the point to where they were only selling like 50 to 100 units per week.
Have you seen the quote unquote line for the 360 launch?
Oh yeah, I
wasn't
saw
it
that.
like 2 people or something?
Yeah.
Even
Like
that,
10 people?
God.
I don't know, something like that.
Fuck, like,
There was no line. It wasn't a line. You have to have like at least like 3 people to make a straight line.
what do you think it is? Like, why do you think that system just isn't fucking doing shit over there? Like, what the fuck is it?
Because Sony is already like providing everything. They have a better product,
And they have more relationships with Japanese developers.
as a Japanese person, why would you invest into an American product that's straight up worse? You know, like it doesn't offer you as near as much,
Yeah.
and you
Plus,
know,
like, I guess this, the PlayStation, the fact that, like, they are, the PlayStation is from Japan, like, the brand is from Japan, Sony's from Japan,
So you might be
and
some-
they
a
have
little bit of,
relationships with more Japanese developers, Like, for instance, like, Kojima Productions now, it's another one.
You think there might be a little bit of like national?
national pride.
Yeah.
thing? Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it
that-
does,
that's
but, like-
obviously a factor. But like, if the Xbox was actually far superior to the PS or the PlayStation brand, then they would obviously, pursue that. Like
Yeah.
they would release, they would take Xbox more seriously. But at the end of the day, not only is it a foreign device, but it's also a inferior one.
Yeah.
There's literally no fucking reason. Over here, like, literally it being an American product is all it had going for it, really.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Microsoft was also like talking to him, like right off the bat whenever they heard about like him possibly leaving. I'm pretty sure they were first approached by Microsoft first.
What, Kojima Productions?
Oh, Kojima was.
I don't think so, dude.
Dude.
So-
Yeah, maybe I don't know, but at least at some point in time, he was, approached by them.
He doesn't even have any, like, contacts at freaking Microsoft.
Yeah, but I mean,
he does, but, like, not anybody that would be, like...
just knowing how desperate they are right now, though, you would think like it would be smart of them to like be. I don't know, dude. The thing is, like, about Microsoft is that they don't really keep tabs on any of the news. They kind of just do their thing, and they don't really like.
Trying to create their own blue ocean.
Yeah, but I mean, to their own detriment, pretty much. But yeah. So
what do you think about Kojima's new logo?
That's what I was about to say. Like,
Finally, we get to it.
yeah. Oh shit! I remember whenever I first saw it, I was like, "Well." Remember, I even texted you. I was like, "I wonder if this is gonna have anything to do with his new game."
I'm pretty sure it is. It's probably going to have everything to do with it. Probably, it could be an emblem. It could be a like a character.
I think it's
in the
gonna be.
game.
I think it's
no,
gonna be
no,
more.
because they released. Kojima tweeted that there was going to be a body, and there was. They released like a body that
Yeah.
went with the
kind of like a
the
bust
head.
up.
Oh yeah.
type thing.
And see, that's the thing. Like, they wouldn't. I don't think they would like really go that much into detail about like a
For a logo?
Yeah, for a logo. You know what I'm saying? Like just for a logo.
Yeah.
And that was my impression right off the bat, is that they were just gonna like release this image and use it. Or it's probably an image completely tied to like the game that they were already developing. I'm pretty sure Hideo Kojima's been talking to Yuji Shinkawa about this game that they're going to be making for a while now.
Yeah.
They probably already had this ready like before they even left Konami.
Yeah, I didn't quite make that connection until they announced that they were going to come up. They were going to show us like a body.
Mm-hmm.
That was okay. That's kind of like a given at that point, where it's like, okay, this has something to do with the new game.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
they're
it's a new character. So you heard about the rumor, or it's not rumor, but it's confirmed about the game having mechs.
yeah.
I mean, that
Yeah.
pretty much is a mech.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, it looks exactly like a mech to me. I mean, it looks like it was straight out of Zone of the Enders or something.
True. I mean, but human sized or what?
Who
I
knows?
mean, it has a skull, so obviously it would have to be a proportion.
Yeah,
But, like,
that's
Well,
true.
I mean, it could just be a design for, like just a really bigger mech.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
An actual skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and I mean, the mechs in Zone of the Enders, they were a lot slimmer and sleeker. I guess because it's more practical that way,
Mhm.
rather than move around. But I'm guessing this, they might take more artistic liberties when it comes to maneuvering mechs.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be like a human-sized robot. Who knows? Or like a suit.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I'm
Metroid,
thinking.
you know?
I'm thinking that it's more of a suit and you're actually going to be playing this character that kind of walks around and stuff like that, but has like almost the same type of abilities as like the character in Vanquish does with his robotic suit. You know?
Oh, you mean
maybe,
like-
maybe something like that, yeah. Or it could be, I mean, it could be something
Kind of like a
that's-
mix, because Vanquish, in my opinion, was kind of a mix between Metal Gear and Zone of the Enders, you know?
In terms of like the mood.
No, in terms of the gameplay, like where you had like over the shoulder, you know, running around
Okay.
third person, but then you could also do like, you know, freaking jet bursts and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like all these like crazy acrobatic techniques. with
Okay.
it.
I thought you were gonna mention like stealth. I was like,
Oh no, not in the stealth.
I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah. But yeah, so he's probably gonna do a Vanquish like game is what I'm thinking, which literally is like one of my favorite games that came out last gen. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
I was
would be
literally
really
just
cool.
very,
showing.
very underrated. That game.
Yeah,
I think he's
straight
gonna
up,
do
dude.
something more slower paced than a freaking Vanquish.
Man, I
It's
don't know.
probably gonna be something more like Binary Domain or something.
I think the abilities of the character in the game though are gonna have like more capabilities than what we see in Binary Domain though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But like,
Yeah,
I'm talking about the pacing of the game.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be somewhere in between Binary Domain and Vanquish is what I'm thinking.
Oh, you mean when you come to like story and
Well, yeah, and just like game design, but I mean,
yeah, I guess they're not gonna be so eager to create a lore like just from one game and all that.
Mhm.
You know. But yeah, I wonder how he's going to approach that game because, you know, yeah, Metal Gear was like most prominent series, and you know they all sort of have a format when it comes to relaying information about the game's story more and characters and all that. Well, save for MGS5, but I guess we'll get to that a little later.
What do you mean by that though? About like relaying information?
Okay, you meet up with a character, and then you know it's like
Oh, you mean within the story?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you were
I mean-
talking about Kojima Productions.
no.
Okay.
I'm talking about like you know
Yeah.
the way the story might play out
Yeah.
within this game,
Yeah.
which is all speculation, of course. All we have to go by is just artwork.
Straight up.
Very,
did,
very-
Did you actually see that new artwork that he uploaded?
How long ago
The
was that?
Christmas one with the female character?
Yeah, I saw.
Oh, you
it.
saw that? Yeah. That was pretty cool. It kind of makes me think that, you know, this is.
There's gonna be a lot of artistic liberties taken. It seems
Yeah,
like.
I mean, the thing is, like, he didn't really have the. I don't know. I guess like he didn't have the budget and the vast scale of like that he could do with you know with MGS5. Like,
Yeah,
he's obviously gonna have to make something smaller.
This is not gonna
something
be an
more
open world game.
artistic.
You know,
yeah,
he's
something-
already said that actually. He's already
And
said
I
that's
feel
gonna be cool.
it's going to be you know
Better because of
better
that?
because of that.
Yeah, I think so
for
too.
sure.
It's going to be a classic Hideo Kojima experience. Because like Kojima, his first game was Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
I mean, his first open world game was Metal Gear Solid 5, and yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, I felt like it kind of just made it less of a Hideo Kojima game experience, you know?
Yeah.
Just because of the
It was a little-
like it was a little bit too open.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just too much of a sandbox. It's like, okay, this is not. I mean, I feel like it's so much of a sandbox that it's just not the type of experience that you would usually have with a Hideo Kojima game.
Yeah, well, I mean, but what he did with it obviously was like perfect. He literally
I think
translated
more of
Metal
what- I
Gear
think more
open
of-
world. He translated Metal Gear from closed.
Honestly,
kind of
I
linear
don't.
to
I don't
open
think
world
it ever.
perfectly.
I mean, I don't even think that's even. I mean, yeah, what he did
But
with it was
but
perfect for the
it
scale.
had to have
But like, I felt like the
sacrifices,
scale. I think MGS4 was like a perfect scale of the game.
Exactly. I agree with you. 100%.
Yeah, I think because
Yeah.
like you know you have like Europe, you have like South
though.
Africa,
Yeah, South
or
America.
South America, I meant, and
Shadows.
yeah, those were big stages, but they weren't like completely open world, and
Yeah.
everything you did in those stages. You know, it's not like you were traversing and fucking doing all this stuff for like no reason. It's like
Yeah.
everything had meaning to it, and like, and then I don't know. It's just like you don't have all these pointless missions that you're just doing, going back to the same base over and over again.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's like there's some backtracking in MGS games, but you're always going back there for a purpose and for a different, and it's always like some kind of different setup every time.
Yeah.
Which it is in MGS5, but like,
yeah, and
but
thing
there's
is-
just like no, you don't feel any like why am I even here? Like,
Yeah.
why am I going back there? I mean, of
I
course, yeah,
feel-
you got stuff to do. Like,
Yeah.
you have to make money. You got to extract soldiers, interpreters, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But like,
But those are literally just like mechanisms
Yeah.
put in there just to
Right.
like
Make the
justify the open world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that Metal Gear just really wasn't meant to be open world.
Yeah,
In the-
no, I agree. Like it should have been just a new IP
Yeah.
that he like kind of did this huge experiment with, it doesn't really work super well within Metal Gear.
I think so.
I mean, I think it does. Just like the gameplay was awesome as shit.
The gameplay itself was awesome. It was
but
great.
just as far as it being a Metal Gear game, I feel like
in terms of like acting as a vehicle to tell a story,
no,
I think, yeah, he was just out of his element. I think
it needed to be way linear for him
Yeah.
to actually successfully kind of like, achieve like a linear kind of story.
Yeah,
which is what he's best at.
Yeah, you've got series, you've got like franchises like Grand Theft Auto 5 that have been doing open world since the very beginning.
Yeah.
So they kind of got the experience to like, okay, be able to tell a story within this kind of format.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Hideo Kojima, he just kind of he wanted to. MGS5 was like an experiment.
It was a successful one.
And it was successful
in the fact that like he created a badass open world game, but was it a badass open world Metal Gear game?
I don't think so.
Yeah, like I enjoyed the shit out of that game. I love it. I would still rate it a perfect 10 as a game, but as a Metal Gear game, I think it like kind of deviated a little bit too far from its origins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be considered an
The
actual.
thing is, I don't even necessarily even like. I'm not against the idea of it deviating somewhat from its origins.
Well, it's always
but-
deviated.
Yeah, no.
Every game is different
Sure.
from
Yeah.
the last one.
Yeah, I know, but, like-
this one was a little bit too much of a jump.
Yeah, I mean, even from Peace Walker. I mean, I thought it was going to be closer to Peace Walker, as far as like the cutscenes and the story and stuff like that. I mean, I know Peace Walker, you went back to locations for some certain things,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like, 5 times you'd go back there or something,
Yeah.
for the same thing
Yeah.
and just literally doing the same mission,
Mhm.
rescuing the hostage in the same room every single time. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of
With
the
a
biggest.
slightly different setup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's one of the
slightly
biggest
different.
problems that I had with both Peace Walker and MGS5. I was hoping MGS5 wouldn't do what Peace Walker did, was C4 mission number 2. This mission number 5.
Mm-hmm.
I was really hoping that they were
No,
going to
I knew they were going to do that. Like I freaking knew from the beginning.
It's
Yeah.
pretty much
That's-
exactly what Ground Zero is hinted at. I mean, it's
Mhm.
what like you would do whenever you went back there. It's like you would go back there, do
They
some
had the main
literally
mission and then the
yeah,
side
C4,
missions,
Yeah, they had
you know?
C4 missions, assassination missions, so many different things, and yeah, it was just
I think the
at least they are still like highly enjoyable, and you can go in,
Sure.
and there's so much freedom there to where you can actually go in and just like really, be creative in the way that you do it every time.
No, see, and that's where the game thrives. You can be really creative in the way you execute these missions.
Mhm.
But I think the main thing that really kind of that the game was lacking in those missions was context. Like nothing really made me care about doing these missions.
Mhm.
It was strictly
to build up your base or
yeah,
something.
exactly.
yeah, and then that was exactly where it's extremely un-Metal Gear.
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like everything you do in Metal Gear games always feels extremely rewarding,
Mhm.
but in this one it's just like okay, like I just feel like I'm doing this, and I had literally like nothing. I didn't gain anything from it. I feel somewhat accomplished, but not really
I mean,
as much
it's,
as I
it's great
should.
that I got this. I can make this weapon now, but I mean, I still don't really. When it comes to like the story, it doesn't really give me any context to like really care about why I did what I just did.
So,
Yeah, what was the last thing we talked
We're
about?
talking about the context in the missions, story wise.
yeah.
It's great to upgrade your stuff. Great that you have the opportunity to tackle the missions in different ways, but one of the main draws of the franchise, like period, like one of the big things is the story.
True.
That's what keeps us going to play this game.
I almost felt like Peace Walker, even though it was a portable game and on a lot smaller scale,
Mhm.
nailed the Metal Gear formula like way more than Metal Gear
Definitely,
Solid 5 did.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was playing a Metal Gear Solid game when I played Peace Walker, but
Yeah.
whenever I played MGS5, I was like, man, this just does not feel like an MGS game at all. Like it's literally
Yeah.
like the story.
But at the same time,
The story-
it does give me confidence though that Kojima can do other things successfully.
Well, yeah, that's
Like,
yeah, that, yeah.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
Like, because
Yeah.
I think he was just so like burnt out on just making
Man,
Metal
you know
Gear
what?
games. He like was Because remember, at first he was calling this game Project Ogre. I'm pretty sure he had no intention of making it an actual Metal Gear game. He might have actually tried to make this game a different franchise, another stealth game.
Yeah, I know. Remember he was trying to. Remember the first demo he made was like you're playing as an African kid.
Yeah.
So maybe you were gonna be actually playing as like the African.
That's right. We
soldiers.
never got to see that African, did we?
Mm-mm.
African kid, did we?
Well, yeah.
Plus the dog that was following him, that was following him around was actually a different type of dog too.
Yeah, it was like a Rottweiler or a German.
Something like that.
That's right,
It was some
yeah.
kind of mix, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was the same type of dog that's on the Diamond Dogs logo.
Yeah.
But
A Doberman.
it was a mix.
Yeah,
They were saying it was a mix, but
yeah, like.
yeah. But yeah, dude, the fucking thing is like the one thing that I didn't like about MGS5, the main thing I didn't really like about it is the fact that Metal Gear games always have such strong like emotional attachments with the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, all the characters seem very tightly knit, and then they always like really interact with each other. Like the codec calls, the fucking. I don't know. I just felt like there was no like emotional.
Even like
there was
Campbell and Naomi
literally,
and shit?
yeah, there was
Yeah.
literally no emotional attachment to any of the characters.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
honestly, I didn't even feel it towards like Kaz and Snake.
Or quiet.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
thing is
Or
like,
Ocelot.
yeah, it's
like
like
nobody. Like
nobody
I
really,
mean, yeah,
like-
there was some development there, but it was like.
So minor that it was just
Yeah, it was.
And
It
there was
was
like
almost
a
like
difference-
everybody's just doing their own thing, and it's you know they only get together when they're interrogating somebody or something.
Yeah, true.
And I don't know. It's just like, you know, it's like you had Quiet, who doesn't say anything. You have Eli, who doesn't say anything. Psycho Mantis doesn't say anything.
Psycho Mantis especially.
Yeah,
doesn't say
Volgan
anything.
doesn't say anything.
Who?
Yeah,
Vulcan.
Vulcan.
Oh, Volgan doesn't say anything. Yeah.
The Skulls don't say anything.
Oh my God. And
Code
that's-
Talker doesn't say it. No, it's just-
Yeah, Code Talker is that's why I like him so much
yeah,
because he
Code
talks a
Talker's cool.
shitload.
Yeah.
He pretty much is the fucking story of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
But I mean,
Well, that's another thing. Every single boss, pretty much in these games, they had some kind of personality. You know, they had their. Okay, that's why I was thinking whenever I first saw the teaser for like the skulls, I thought they were each gonna have a name.
No,
they were
no,
each gonna have.
I
actually,
wasn't
yeah,
saying
I was
It was like
thinking.
the Beauty and the Beast unit.
something.
Yeah, I mean,
like
they
that,
could have
you know?
gone that route where each skull member was its own boss.
I already knew that, like, since they all had the same exact design, that they were going to be like.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like the boss fights were definitely not the best in the series.
Not at all.
Like the Quiet sniper fight was like, okay.
Actually, that one was pretty weak.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to admit.
Yeah, it's like, okay, all you have to do is just duck right in front of the rock that you're in. Just duck, shooter.
Yeah.
Like duck. You know, it's like it was so fucking easy.
Well, whenever we played it in hard, though, it was a little bit more tricky.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it was
it was.
like, you know, it wasn't more about the fight. It was more about, like, how do I trick the AI into, like, you know.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to do that, but like I felt like in the
Or
other
not,
games,
not even trick the AI, but just trick the game, really.
Yeah.
You know. And
Well, the
Yeah.
thing is, every single boss fight, except obviously for Sahelanthropus, it's just like okay,
Sahelanthropus' fight was fucking amazing.
it was.
Yeah.
But besides that fight, it's just duck and shoot, just duck and shoot, pretty
So
much.
what were the bosses in this game?
Okay, Quiet,
Yeah.
the skulls,
Okay.
sniper skulls, I guess.
I guess the skulls are just kind of like a reoccurring kind of boss, right?
Sure.
But what's
God,
ridiculous?
they weren't
is
even a boss. You could
what's-
just- you could
yeah,
just-
you could just
you could run away.
escape. You know.
Yeah.
and that's what we ended up doing. Like
Every
fucking,
time,
yeah,
every time until the
except-
last
yeah,
one,
yeah.
which
It's-
was, in my opinion, the best one, when we were on top
Yeah,
of the hangar.
yeah.
Like, that one was awesome. Or the one where you're fighting them, where Code
The airport,
you
yeah, the
crash
airport.
at the
Yeah,
airport
yeah.
with Code
Whenever
Talker.
you're
We were
fighting
forced
them.
to fight him.
Yeah, whenever you're forced to fight them, it's awesome.
But it's like it's still there's no trick to like try and to defeat the boss.
Yeah, true.
Every single boss before then.
It's not even necessarily boss, it's just like bosses, like
Yeah.
there's no personality to them either.
Exactly.
There's no like it's not like Sniper Wolf where you're just like you got a fucking clear objective to kill her, and then you kind of peek out and her red laser sight kind of like comes
Or
in.
even like Psycho Mantis,
Mhm.
or even like Vulcan Raven, where it's a little more straightforward, but they're not really, because you have to plant bombs, you have to use Nikita. You can't just go up to him and shoot him because he's just gonna mow you down.
Yeah.
There's got
Yeah, I feel like Quiet could have been that one boss battle in there that like could have had like a really badass kind of like character,
Yeah.
but she don't fucking talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there literally was not any exchange between you and her at all, and it just kind of felt unrealistic. Kind of brought me out of it, especially whenever we brought her back to the base and she's like just in this cage that she can obviously escape from it at any point. I just felt like, man, it just didn't hit me the same way as like Sniper Wolf's character in the least did. You know, Sniper Wolf's character was like way more of a freaking success. You know?
Yeah, I know. Dude, you actually felt like more like you were fucking fighting a boss fight. You know, it's just like the end was another one. It's like okay, it's like
and they even built up Sniper Wolf like way because whenever you meet Quiet, you don't even know who the fuck she is.
Yeah, all you get is also it's like there's this sniper that's called Quiet. You better watch out, boss.
Yeah, but then with Sniper Wolf, you had like Otacon's love relationship with her, and like
you've had interactions,
begging you not to kill her.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's getting exactly what I'm talking about. Like, there's just strong emotional character interactions with all the characters.
With everybody, not just like the protagonists, the bosses.
The bosses, and even other side characters with the fucking antagonists and stuff. You know, it's just like nothing but just emotional fucking like engagement in the entire fucking story, and MGS5 literally had none of that at all.
Yeah,
like it was even great
at the sacrifice of an open world.
Yeah, I mean, dude, think about like even Peace Walker. Like fucking every single character in there was fucking deep as fuck. Like fucking Huey in that game was fucking awesome.
I thought Huey in this game was
fucking
actually
shitty, dude.
Better though.
Huey in MGS5?
I think
what?
so.
I think
in MGS5?
Okay. Maybe not in the game, but in the tapes.
Yeah, in the tapes.
Wait, I thought he was way better in the tapes of fucking Peace Walker.
Well, I don't know.
Man, I thought you just fucking know his actual character. Like, he had actual character. This one is just like...
Well, I mean...
He's just fucking, like, lying the entire time. Obviously, it's okay, he's lying.
I thought I kind of felt like it made it more interesting.
I think so, because, like, part of you is like, wait, is he telling the truth?
Yeah.
And
like, you really don't know. I mean, it kind of makes his character more engaging.
And Sean, push pause, I need it.
Alright, remember, we were talking about Huey.
Huey's fucking character, I didn't like it at all in MGS5.
Man, I love this character in MGS5.
Yeah. Well, I think
he was one of the strongest characters. Yeah, the thing is, like, you know, they built him up in Peace Walker to be like this character that you like. But ever since MGS1, I've always thought about, like, Otacon going fucking evil. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, man, I wonder if Otacon's gonna, like, you know, freaking be a villain in this one.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of the mastermind behind it all. I felt like I kind of got that with this game. Because he's, like, so obviously good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, his character. It's like...
Otacon, you mean?
Yeah, Otacon / Huey. Like, you know, like, up until MGS5, they were kind of relatively the same type of character, you know?
Yeah.
But I was always, like, wanting Kojima to kind of, like, do a storyline like that where, like, Otacon, the most likable kind of, like, innocent character is actually...
Have his own, like, dark side?
Yeah, and it's like... You know, the whole thing with him like trapping Dr. Strangelove, or in the freaking in the pod, in the AI pod was like one of the best things. Like, and I kind of like how they didn't show it, you know, and they just kind of like leave you badass hints about like how it happened. You know, you see the pictures in there and shit,
sure.
And I just thought it was like a cool. It kind of like made your imagination kind of run in some pretty cool ways. But
definitely,
Huey was a strong character. I think Code Talker was badass.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm kind of surprised that like Chico just disappeared.
Just disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't.
He
did die, right? So you know that there's no need to even like
acknowledge.
Well,
him.
Well, yeah, he died.
Sort of.
I don't know. The thing is, you know,
that's the thing.
I felt like all of the fucking characters in Peace Walker, everybody on your base had way more fucking character.
They did.
Than fucking any of the characters. You had fucking Amanda. You know, fucking what was the other fucking girl? Cecil.
Yeah.
Cecile. Yeah. You had Chico. Fucking Kaz.
Well, Cecile.
Dude,
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be much reason to keep her on there. I guess.
Yeah, I wasn't really too like stoked about what they did with Paz's character in there. It just seemed like
dude, I mean,
forced as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically for people just, I don't want Paz to die.
I think
it's like kind of like an alternate timeline where she lived or something.
Oh, you don't like the fact that she was you know, in MGS5 at all?
Actually,
no,
I would have preferred it if she wasn't in there at all because it just cluttered the thing with confusion. The entire story. It's like, wait, so she's not actually here or what? You know? You saw how it concluded, right?
Yeah, well, I read. I didn't see it.
it's so obscure and just like strange that like.
Well, I actually kind of like that part.
It's
of the game.
cool. Like the way it's presented is cool.
Yeah.
But how it actually is entangled with the story doesn't really make sense at all.
I think that's because it doesn't really fit. Like it's one of the only things that really makes the game like emotional in that way.
But I felt like they kind of failed to like really grasp that like.
God, I mean, it felt like whenever you actually brought her fucking, the pictures, it should have been
way more of an actual dialogue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you're saying now.
Just
Okay,
you keep bringing her pictures, she doesn't remember. She didn't remember.
I remember this. Yeah.
my head.
There was one. There was
the same fucking thing every time.
Yeah, you're right.
There was that one cutscene that was kind of crazy. Whenever she had their fucking guts hanging out.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
wasn't even part of. Well, it was, wasn't it? That was actually when you first go to that place.
No.
No.
That was
There's
like-
another part whenever there's like blood coming out.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
then-
Yeah. That one was cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. Every time you show her a picture, she's like, it's the same thing that happens.
Yeah, and then whenever
She recalls what
whenever
happens
you
and-
bring her the final picture, it just kind of plays back this really kind of like vague, like indirect cutscene that like doesn't really make sense. I mean, it basically
It's very, like-
it basically confirms that it was all in Snake's head, but like I don't know, and that she's actually not even alive and she wasn't even there.
Yeah, she wasn't even there.
Yeah, but like I mean, why even include it at that point? I mean, just
I guess it's to show that he's fucked up. Well, to put it lightly, but that he misses her so much that
Maybe
It's just gonna build this image in his head.
Maybe
Yeah.
he's just hallucinating because of the fucking injury that was fucking.
yeah,
skull.
but that's just like way too far.
that's a very
Yeah.
specific.
Yeah, I feel
Hallucination
Like, I
on
feel
a
like
certain
they
location.
should have. If that was the case, they should have actually stated that. Oh yeah, you're just hallucinating because you're. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
they didn't say it.
I thought
That's
they,
what I'm saying.
I
It's so
thought, actually,
indirect.
I
and,
thought they were
vague.
going to do a lot more with the hallucinations in the game rather than
Yeah,
just
true.
the very beginning of the game where he saw different colors and that was it.
Yeah, that was like pretty weak. I thought it was literally the game glitching up. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is wrong with my TV?
Yeah.
I didn't think. Oh yeah, this is
Did they ever touch on that at all?
Yeah, I was thinking the whole Sahelanthropus kind of attack where like all those horns are coming out of the
Yeah.
fucking ground whenever
Yeah.
it's chasing him. I thought that was a hallucination, which I thought would have been pretty cool since like
Or-
he's actually hallucinating because
or
of
maybe
that
even-
exact piece of shrapnel
yeah.
in his head,
Yeah.
and he's kind of hallucinating of it.
Yeah.
Like,
And I
that's
think
kind of
that-
the thing that haunts his dreams, really.
And I think
Yeah.
the nature of the game, the way that it is, it's a little more because it's open world. I think they don't really react to supernatural stuff the way that they did in the past games. Because in the past games, they would
made
at
a
least
deal
be
about it?
surprised. Like,
Yeah, they
what,
made a big
really?
deal.
That's possible?
Yeah.
But then whenever they're talking about Volgin, oh yeah, it was the, Volgin, he was resurrected by Psycho Mantis, and, because of his will, he was able to, and not a peep from Snake.
Yeah.
It's like, why isn't he like, what the?
That sounds normal.
It's like, yeah, like, oh, okay, all right, sure, that makes sense.
Dude,
Like,
the thing is, like, you know what? I don't like the fact that they use Kiefer Sutherland in this game. I like his performance.
Yeah.
it's good.
I like it more than David Hayter. That's the direction that I wanted Snake to go in, or Big Boss.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be, he is supposed to be a different character. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
well, I mean, not only that. I mean, even Big Boss.
And he's supposed to be older.
No. Even Big Boss's actual voice, the actual Big Boss, is still Kiefer Sutherland. Like in Ground Zeroes, it was still Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah.
And I think I like his performance better than David Hayter.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I actually don't even miss David Hayter. Like
I do.
I mean, I kind of do for nostalgia reasons, but like I'm just trying to get past that. Like, I actually do like.
Whenever you
Okay.
don't factor in nostalgia,
Yeah.
Kiefer
Sutherland is
Sutherland is
better.
actually a better actor.
Yeah,
True,
I know.
but
and he
his-
sounds more natural. But like the thing is, like I hate the fact that they used him because it cut into so much of their fucking budget.
Yeah,
To
sure.
where they couldn't even fucking have him talk in the game. I mean,
Yeah.
shit. He barely even fucking talks
Yeah.
at all. Like his fucking lines are so.
I'm pretty sure he's shocked. I mean, he kind of showed it at the Game Awards where he went up there and he's like, "Yeah, like whether it's even if I'm at a premiere for 24, it seems like the only things I'm signing these days are posters of Snake." But he wasn't even like anywhere near as pronounced of a character as David Hayter was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been if
they
could have like if they had if he wouldn't have charged him as much money.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
And another thing, the reason why I would have preferred David Hayter is because I would say that David Hayter wouldn't have been able to play as a villain or antagonist.
True. Yeah.
Which is what I was expecting.
Yeah, because
with this game.
Even with like Big Boss and MGS4 at the ending, they got a different voice actor playing.
Yeah.
He sounds a little bit too like of a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's no turning point of that nature.
Yeah.
In 5.
That's
at all.
I think that's
and it's been advertised.
I think that's my main complaint with the game.
Yeah, it's been advertised as he's gonna be. There's gonna be
It's
this
descent.
Yeah, descent into fucking
Hell,
evil.
dude.
Yeah.
Like beyond hell, basically.
With the imagery with him as a demon with a horn and everything.
Yeah.
But that only happened because he killed his own men when he had to.
Yeah, I know.
He had no choice.
Where there was no other choice. Exactly. It's like, as awesome as that fucking mission was.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it was pretty fucking cool. It's not something like, oh man, Otacon's right. You're evil, dude. I can't believe I'm even fucking playing as you. I mean, I feel that they did a way better job with Kratos. Because Kratos is a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And you fucking feel bad for playing as him because he's such a shitty fucking person, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't handle that whole thing like well at all, dude.
You know what?
Like
I
feel
think originally he actually wanted to. You know, I'm pretty sure Konami like was fucking keeping him from doing a lot of things that he wanted to do in this game.
I'm gonna take a piss too.
Yeah. I think Kojima didn't do a lot that he wanted to with this game because of Konami just fucking censoring his ideas, like keeping him like, you know.
That is pretty plausible.
I mean, no, he's already said it in the past that he's like, he couldn't do a lot of things that he wanted to do with his games because Konami was like pretty much pulling the strings. Like, you know, they had the final okay of what he could actually do.
Yeah.
And, you know,
which is ridiculous.
I know, and then like, you know, now that he has his own company, he's going to be able to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's never really going to have anybody pulling the strings at all.
Yeah, I'm really like happy that like he didn't succumb to like Sony's you know, exclusive rights deals and like becoming, oh yeah, you're going to be an employee of Sony.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I have my own studio. I'll cut a deal with you. I'll release my game
Exclusive
to your console and not Xbox One. But as far as like, you know, me not releasing on like PC, nah. And I'm not going to be a Sony company. We're going to have a partnership, but we're going to be, you know,
he needs to be his own fucking
dude.
like company.
Yeah, I feel like
I feel like we're in the midst of a MGS2 2 in a way.
I think so. I think it's going to be a lot of mixture of his best work. You know, the thing is, like, the games that I've played where Kojima has, like, really poured himself into, like, a lot, was obviously, like, I think, like, Police Knots, MGS 1 and 2. I think those are the ones that had, like, the most of Kojima poured into it.
Oh, yeah.
MGS 3, I felt like me and Caesar were talking about this a couple of days ago. I mean, after the whole Raiden thing, everybody hated Raiden, and like everybody hated the fucking the story didn't make any sense, it's too convoluted. He really fucking had to start dumbing his games down.
dude, for sure.
He didn't have to do that with Police Knots. He didn't
Because
do
he wasn't
yeah.
like, you know, that bankable yet.
Yeah.
But once he made that first hit with MGS1,
Well, I mean,
and then,
dude,
and then
I mean,
they were
obviously-
like, okay, you can do whatever you want with MGS2.
Yeah, but obviously
then
even-
after that, they were like,
You got to be a little more safe.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Konami's pulling the strings. Like they have the fucking final say. Like they're not gonna fucking let Kojima turn fucking Big Boss into a fucking villain, like complete fucking
Like
murderer, like
hate?
child murderer or some shit, you know, or fucking murdering his own fucking comrades and shit, you know, just.
You can tell that's where he wanted to go.
I know. He was even saying it's going to be way darker. You're going to see fucking Big Boss turn into a fucking villain in this game. That's the way it was marketed.
Yeah.
But he couldn't even do it because fucking probably Konami was pulling the strings.
God, dude, you know
I'm
what?
pretty
You're probably
fucking sure.
right, man. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he was wanting to
And
do.
maybe
'Cause
that's
remember
why
he
he
was even
fucking quit.
referencing Breaking Bad, and she's like, yeah, like actually.
Oh, I missed that. Did it really?
No, it was like early on, like whenever Breaking Bad, the last season of Breaking Bad came out, it was
Okay.
like, man, I was like so influenced by this story and how the character went from just like, you know, just a generic dad character, an all-American dad, to freaking, just like this freaking
Kingpin,
Kingpin, freaking cartel, freaking powerhouse of a force to reckon with, you know, and it's about the descent. That's what makes the character so interesting, is that you just follow his descent the entire way to where he's murdering people that he loves, you know?
And it would have made sense. Because, like, yeah, like, you know, MGS3, you're introduced to the big boss as, like, this young guy that's, like, fucking just doing his mission, and he's, like, the good guy, action hero, you know? But then he fucking gets fucking fatigued with fucking, you know, with battle, and fucking warps his mind in certain ways, and, you know, fucking turns him, like, you know, does a 180 pretty much, where to the point where you don't even feel good playing as him.
Yeah.
It would have been such a fucking badass story to fucking, you know,
I know.
Which way it would have been better than Kratos, in my opinion, because Kratos, he was always a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, this would have been way more interesting because he was actually the hero of the world.
Yeah.
And then now he's like literally sunken down to the lowest possible place.
Yeah.
And you know, his soul is tormented and shit.
Yeah.
And that would have been a way more interesting like twist, or just a story progression than the twist that we got.
By the time you meet him in Metal Gear 2, he's a fucking crazy fucking wreck.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm
He's a
saying.
fucking
Like,
psychopath.
that was what I was looking forward to with this game, is to see the transition of him from hero to like straight up like ultimate villain.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard, like, okay, he's supposed to transition from like a complex character to like an 8-bit character. But then it's like, well, that 8-bit character was pretty fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
He was pretty complex for the time.
Yeah. That 8-bit character was like dude, they even reference him in MGS 1 and 2 and in 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, we got Big Boss's freaking body. You know, and you see it there, it's like, oh, it's a fucking huge ass deal. And it's like, oh shit. And then, you know, I mean, that's literally what the terrorist demands were in the first games, was the body of Big Boss, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, he's a fucking huge ass character. There's no reason why they shouldn't have given him justice in this game by making his character actually like what it is, and that's a villain.
Yeah.
You know?
And
like, that's the thing. Like, either Kojima or Konami, I mean, you know, we don't know for sure, but like, you know, somewhere along the line, they basically said, we can't have our main character. You can't pull another MGS2 where you're just going to have like this huge twist and you're playing as a character that you don't want to play as.
Yeah. We
need to have it as a character where you're going to basically like, well, you know, feel like a hero throughout the game.
Yeah. And okay, here's the big difference between MGS5 and MGS2, right? Mm-hmm. In MGS2, I don't know if I've mentioned this like on the podcast on air. We've talked about this several times about Raiden. Mm-hmm. How he's supposed to be an avatar for the player. Mm-hmm. You put in your data, your blood, like down to your blood type. You know, whenever you put down like information, you're most likely going to put your name and your information, your nationality, pretty much. And so let's say that you do that. You go through the game playing as Raiden. There's plenty of context within the game where it's like, Rose is pissed because you don't say anything because your room is empty and you're an empty person, blah blah blah. And then by the end of the game, after everything is said and done, he takes off his dog tag with your name on it.
Yeah.
And he fucking throws it away and says he's gonna be his own person.
Yeah.
Reminding the player that this is not real. This is a fucking story. This is not you. You are your own person, and this is a video game. This is a character, and this video game character is gonna move on with his own life, and you're gonna move on with yours.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's the end.
Kind of like with the DNA kind of monologue at the end of MGS1.
That too.
Yeah.
But then, with this game, MGS5, the game tells you, hey, you're a big boss, buddy. Mm-hmm. That's you. You're a fucking action hero, man. Mm-hmm. You can do all this shit, and you can. Big Boss chose you to fucking carry on his legacy. Mm-hmm. That I think was at first, because I actually created a character that kind of looked like me. I named him Me.
Yeah.
And so I went through that last cutscene, and then I'm thinking it's like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. But then the more I thought about it, it's like, wait, no, that's not cool. Because I don't know. I think it's important to be able to have some kind of dichotomy when it comes to like you and the game, an acknowledgement that this is just a story.
Yeah.
This is just a game. Of course, games are important to like carry messages and stuff like that. And I mean, in a way, I guess I don't really have too much of a problem. But the reason why I do have a problem is because it goes in the face of what MGS2 did.
With the create your character basically thing?
Yeah. Like
it wasn't as effective.
Yeah, because
they're not actually letting you, like, it's not as personal, basically.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh yeah, you're just, like, at the end of the game, you're a superhero, basically, or you're a fucking action hero.
Yeah, and MGS2, it also lets you know that this character, Raiden, is his own character.
Mm-hmm.
He had his own purpose, he's his own character.
Mm-hmm.
But here, they just kind of let you know that character is a blank slate. And that you can put yourself in it and just do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I don't have a problem with either mode of like storytelling, but I really prefer. I'm way more impressed whenever there's a game that has a protagonist that has his own personality.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, I like Legend of Zelda. It's a fucking badass game. I like Fallout, but I don't know. There's just something to be said about it. About not having
character.
But not having
you as the character.
About having the player do the work for the developer in a way. But I mean, that's kind of my take on it.
I think my take on it is that, like, at the end of the game, whenever you see your name on the dog tag, it's like, Raiden is such a character that he's, like, supposed to appeal to. I mean, he's supposed to be like a representation of, like, the masses that are just kind of like brainwashed. I mean, you can just see that in his, like, style. Like, he's like very flamboyant and just like he was like kind of like he was a Japanese pretty boy basically.
Yeah.
It's like what that's pretty much what he based him off of.
He's the opposite of Solid Snake.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he has nothing to do with American culture at all, but he has more to do with Japanese culture and like what women were looking for and like this perfect kind of guy, and he's just like very like he's just very like almost innocent and like. Whenever you see him go through all this stuff and he's just like learning all this stuff, he's kind of like going through a hard time and stuff, and at the end of the game, like he's so fucking confused that he knows that things aren't going to be the same again.
Yeah,
so whenever he sees his name on his dog tag and he throws it away, I feel like he's like throwing away his old self and just becoming somebody new. He's
literally throwing away the past and like becoming.
Yeah, and then that's kind of like what the story was so fucking deep that it actually had so many truths to it.
Yeah.
That it's like you, even as the player, are a new person. You've learned so much like about so many different things just playing this game.
Yeah.
That you can even just yourself, like you're throwing away your actual
I think that makes more sense,
your identity, and like you just kind of like you're a new person now. You can actually like live on your just with new like
Yeah, that's kind of the obvious thing to take away from it, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like with MGS5, like what was the obvious point to take away from it? Like
that you are
an action hero.
You're an action hero, and you like were tricked into.
You made this possible. You went. I think when it was.
You know what? I just don't buy the whole fucking thing with like, him actually believing that he's Big Boss. Like, it's just like such a far-fetched like idea. It would never happen. I'm sorry, but whenever you wake up, you know who you are. You know what you look like in the mirror. You know.
Well, the thing
the
is
body that you have.
Well,
and you have the memories. How in the fuck did they possibly convince this medic that it doesn't matter how big of a fan of Big Boss he was? How did they possibly?
I think they were just trying to trick you as the player. I'm pretty sure that
they didn't. You know why? Because whenever I played the game for the first time, we fired it up right whenever we were done downloading it, and then I played that mission, the first mission, and I saw that like Big Boss had a different face, and I was like, oh, so basically there's a huge possibility that this isn't Big Boss. It's immediately what I thought. Immediately what I thought.
Yeah.
And I was literally thinking about that.
That's
every
actually,
step of the way.
I actually saw pictures of that like before the game came out. This at the intro, and like how like you see the fucking your avatar's face and then Big Boss's face in the mirror and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit! Like I already pretty much knew right then and there. I was like, shit, that was like I just had the game spoiled for me.
but
the thing is like the very first thing that happens in the game.
That's why.
Okay, well. Maybe
That's why whenever this guy that we know was like spoiled it for us, I was pissed, but I wasn't really that pissed because I already kind of knew.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they give you way too big of a hint right off the bat.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, Why did
And
he
the way
do
it was-
this?
and the way it was-
that's like way too direct of a freaking hint. But then again, that could have been just like Konami intervening into his freaking shit.
Another thing, the way that it was presented too. There was no new way that it was just the next mission. It was basically a replay of that same mission, except certain parts of the cutscenes were.
I fucking hated that, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I hated having to replay that entire fucking mission just to get the cutscene. Because we had already played it like 3 or 4 times. We showed Joseph, we showed Ty, Tony, and
they didn't take any shortcuts, dude.
Yeah, we played it ourselves too.
They didn't take any shortcuts. They fucking beat for beat.
It was
everything.
literally the same mission.
Same
Yeah,
mission.
no, I mean the only thing is that like they changed the very beginning when you're looking at yourself in the mirror.
They did, but that's it.
But that's it.
That's not enough to justify playing the whole fucking mission.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally have to like go through like, oh yeah, I'm waking up and I'm hearing like this, David Bowie song, the whole fucking 9 yards, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta just re-experience
Beat
the whole
for
thing.
beat, shot for shot.
Like literally the entire
Everything.
time, even like 20, 30 minutes into the mission, I'm like, so is anything fucking different gonna happen?
Yeah.
No,
No.
it doesn't.
No.
It's only after you beat the fucking mission where you get any sort of like,
Different type of cutscene.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. Why didn't you just play the fucking cutscene? Or just like make a cutscene out of the events that happened?
Well, thing is, I'm gonna go a step further. They shouldn't have had like just a random ass fucking mission there. They should have connected that shit into
into the actual story.
Yeah.
Instead of just having you play the.
It's like, oh, what's this? A new mission? Okay, let's play it. But then it's just that. That's the way you're gonna end the game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, there was a.
I mean, I get that the fight with Sahelanthropus was like the ending, but I mean, I think they could have done a way better job.
So did you see the video of the hidden mission? Not the hidden mission, but the.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just talking about. Like,
That's
my
another.
experience
That's
with
kind of another
the game.
reason why I didn't like the game as much as the other ones. Is just that like it's straight up just not finished. It's like that was a fucking huge ass mission. That was like I was actually expecting. Like I was like, where's the grand finale of the game?
Yeah, there's none. There's
Yeah.
not.
That was supposed to be the grand finale.
Yeah, Peace Walker did a much better job, like infinitely just better job.
Yeah,
than
for
that.
sure.
That's
That's what I was thinking. Like, I was
Even
looking to
both
say this
endings-
right
both
now.
endings
Like,
were fucking
whenever me and
better.
Brian played Peace Walker, it probably took us about actually, I think it took us longer to beat that game.
Yeah,
than it
because
did-
I think one of us found out that there was more to it.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we were working at it, and it's like we actually in a way found it by accident.
yeah.
And it's like we've got this really fucking badass ending that is better than the past ending in a way. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean the past?
In Peace Walker.
The first ending, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better. I thought it was. I mean, both
Yeah,
of them were
definitely,
fucking awesome.
yeah.
But
They're
like,
both of them great. But I'm just saying, compared to MGS5, you get your ending. It's really okay, really cool. Now I just had that same expectation. Like, how do you go from Peace Walker, where players are gonna have the same expectation? Like, if you're gonna use the same formula, you're gonna have your first ending. It's like, oh, okay, well, whoa, that was pretty cool. Can't wait for the second ending. It's gonna be fucking. It's gonna
Even
be a fucking
better.
blast. Yeah,
But then you don't even have an ending. You
exactly.
just straight up don't have an ending. Like, literally, the ending is. The
first
true
cutscene-
ending is like.
First cutscene with the fucking couple of minutes added to it
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, well, I mean,
The first
there's the resolution with Quiet, which is pretty underwhelming. And then you have the.
It was. It really was.
Wait,
Yeah.
so after you play that mission, is she still at your base?
No.
So you can't use her as a buddy anymore?
There is a workaround.
There's a workaround. You can get her back, technically.
How?
I don't know how. I forget how.
I just read the.
But there is a way for you to get her back.
Headline. But yeah, I don't know. The ending of the game was not there was no climax. I felt at all. It's I mean, I guess the mission where you're fighting alongside Quiet is supposed to be the climax, but dude, I felt like Sahelanthropus was way more of an actual climax.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But shit, imagine fighting in the fucking jungle and shit.
Yeah, that would have been badass.
Yeah.
And
not only that, but it's like a highly stylized jungle too.
yeah,
you
and
know?
it's with characters that you care a little bit more about.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking Psycho Mantis in the game. You don't give a shit about him.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. He's just a capsule. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has
An
literally
empty
no...
shell.
Yeah, he's an
Empty shell, like Ocelot talking about him. That's the most you get. It's like, it's how it's.
At least with Eli, you have like a certain, a connection with him. And like that, if they would have had that ending in the game, it would have been badass. I agree.
It would have been.
But, even if they had that ending in the game, I still don't think it would have matched up to like the climaxes that they've done with even like MGS1. You know?
Yeah, no. I mean, I felt like that's what I'm saying. The story in MGS, all of the MGS games, even Peace Walker, it's like, how the fuck can you have a more epic fucking ending with Peace Walker, which is on PSP,
Yeah.
333 megahertz fucking system, and then you have fucking the PS4, which is like a fucking pretty much a high spec PC,
Yeah.
and you don't even have a fucking as good of an ending.
No, you don't have a
yeah, you don't even have as grand of an ending as Peace Walker. It's like.
Yeah. It just goes. It is that right there is proof that like
At the very least, very compelling evidence.
Yeah. That you can actually make, you can make more with less resources.
Yeah.
Because both endings in Peace Walker, the first one and the second one, individually were better than what we got in MGS5.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I don't think a lot of this is Hideo Kojima's fault. I feel like think about it. He's given us Metal Gear 2, freaking Snatcher, Police Knots, Metal Gear Solid 1 through freaking 5, Peace Walker, Zone of the Enders. He's been way too consistent of a freaking, like,
Good
mastermind to, like, fuck this up. I almost feel like this one, especially considering that this is the game that got him fired pretty much, I'm pretty sure there was a lot of drama between him and the executives that, like, they were probably butting heads a shitload during this game because they gave him so much money.
Yeah, the way this game came out, there's no reason for him to have gotten fired.
Oh, no.
I mean, unless, like, a lot of people fucking joke, like, he fucking, fuck the CEO's wife or something like that?
Yeah.
Like...
I think it really just comes down to money. How much they were paying him off the bat.
Yeah.
Right off the bat to like, oh yeah, we're gonna invest this much. They did, like, as an investor, you got your limits. I'll pump in $1 million here, $1 million here, $1 million. What the fuck? You want like fucking $90 million to make this game? Fuck. I better get my fucking investment. I'm gonna fucking hold your feet to the fire the entire time, and that's pretty much what they did.
Yeah.
Because, like, Kojima, if you've played any of his other games, you know that he's a director that doesn't settle for anything less than the best, dude.
Yeah.
Including the best story, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Much to the consternation of like, fucking programmers and, like, bug fixers and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, that documentary with...
MGS4?
MGS4.
Yeah.
Like,
God damn, dude, I can't even believe that's another thing. It's like, even the documentary, the making of the game, like, dude, it was so much fucking better. Like the MGS4 making of documentary, even the MGS2, it's like so much more interesting.
Yeah.
Just like
watching
them make the game. But I feel like with MGS5, I watched the making of, and it's just like, man, it's just not even interesting to watch. I feel like because there's no interesting story to go with it,
Yeah.
It's like, because they're not even talking about the story. Yoji Shinkawa was way less involved in the game. I mean, they pretty much used all of his art design for the fucking scenes that didn't even matter. Just pretty much like, the fucking mother base.
It's a very interesting documentary.
MGS5
MGS4.
Oh, MGS4's, yeah, dude.
Actually,
we watched it before we played.
It's a pretty good standalone documentary.
Actually, I watched that one before we even bought MGS5, and I was like, man, I don't think MGS5 is going to have as good of a story as this game. I already fucking even predicted it before we even played it, and I was like... I mean, obviously, like, whenever I felt like the hype, whenever we were, looking forward to MGS4, it was pretty much completely fucking built off of, like, the story. It's like, oh shit, what the fuck are they gonna do with the story?
Yeah.
And on top of that, the gameplay was fucking awesome too, But, like, there was still a huge focus on the story. But, like, now with fucking MGS5, it's like, holy shit. Like, they just didn't even fucking pay attention to the story at all. And, maybe that was the fact that they made it multi-platform. Maybe Kojima didn't think that it would sell good on Xbox if they focused that much on the story,
Could be.
I don't know. I kind of have my doubts about that. But, like, I think, I don't know. There's something that went into it that made the fucking story not as good.
Yeah.
You know,
it's
like,
a damn shame because you know that it just could have been. There's so much potential that could have gone into this. Like, so much, like...
God, even fucking Grand Theft Auto has a better story.
No, it does.
Does?
Doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
For one
Actually,
thing,
the
they
story
have,
in this game is extremely weak, I feel.
It's almost
Like,
non-existent.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, straight up.
They have, like, story...
I kind of find it hard to, like, put this game in the actual canon Metal Gear timeline, really. Like,
It is
you know?
pretty...
It's like...
It is pretty hard.
Yeah, but as an actual, like, release, like, as an actual game... The gameplay in this game is so fucking good that it almost makes up for the bad storytelling.
Almost. But almost.
Yeah, almost. But it's still, like, in my opinion, the gameplay is good enough to where I can still rate the game a 10 because that's a huge aspect of it.
Yeah.
You think that has
I would
anything...
say
you think-
say more of like for me
Maybe?
personally, like an 8.7 for me.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think, wait,
I
I mean...
mean-
gameplay?
No, as a game
Oh, just overall?
overall.
Okay, yeah.
I
I'll
don't
probably...
know.
I'll probably give it a
I feel
9.
like I got way more out of this game than I've gotten with any other game that I've ever bought.
Okay.
But
As far as
that
just
wasn't
like the actual sneaking goes, like just going in, sneaking into these fucking badass bases.
Well, sure, it's
going
the best.
around,
It's
and
I'm
talking
as a
about
sneaking-
pure gameplay, but overall, no.
Yeah.
I'd probably rate it like a 7, honestly. Like if it wasn't, if I was, see, here's the thing. As a standalone game, I would give it a 10.
Mm-hmm.
But as a Metal Gear game, I'd probably give it a 7, honestly.
All right. Like, okay, when you say standalone game, you're just talking about the
Like-
gameplay,
Yeah.
just the raw gameplay.
Just yeah, like
Well, in that case, sure, I would give it a 10. But like, whenever I look at a game, I look at the context of. Well, I mean, I don't need to tell you this. You already said your rating as when it comes as a Metal Gear game.
yeah.
So like, you know, in general, whenever I rate games, I take. I just said I didn't tell you this, and I'm telling you. But you know what I'm saying, though, right? Like, well, I guess for people that are listening, you know, I take into account like the story as well as the gameplay and what it's trying to do, and I think for what it tried to do, as you know, as a Metal Gear game, because that's what it is. I feel that it's not. I would give it like an 8.5
Mm-hmm.
because it just didn't deliver. Like, dude, we've spent like 20 minutes talking shit about the story.
Probably a 30 or 40. Dude.
30, 40, like talking shit about the story about a fucking series that's like our main like series and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I would say 8 would be generous for me.
True. Yeah. It's not bad, but it's not like groundbreaking.
It's not engaging.
I wouldn't
It's
call
just
it a
not
piece of
engaging.
shit.
Yeah,
as a game,
there
but-
was a shitload of times where I was playing the game and I was like listening to the
tapes.
tapes. There's too many tapes for one thing.
Yeah, and then you're just like kind of just starting
for
to...
a AAA game, like for PSP, yeah, it's understandable, but for a PS4, like a
You don't need that many
mainstream
tapes,
AAA
yeah.
games,
Yeah,
like,
you get plenty of fucking like character models and like, you know, just like animation you can like throw around with like.
yeah, exactly. But even if they didn't do that, I feel like they could have even made a better story with just tapes. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Just things that happened in the game. I mean, you're completely right about saying it was falsely advertised because we were all expecting to see the descent of Big Boss in this game.
Yeah.
That was the whole. That's literally the last thing that Kojima had to patch up.
Yeah, without even the advertisement, that's what you're expecting.
Yeah.
Because he's a straight up fucking bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I heard the argument that like, of course it's not gonna look like you're gonna be the bad guy because you know you're playing as the protagonist, so of course you're not gonna think you're the bad guy. But no, I disagree with that because, dude, there's nothing in that game that's going to make someone say, "Oh, whoa, that's pretty fucked up, man."
Yeah.
Why would they do that? Like from an outsider perspective.
Exactly. Like, as opposed to freaking, Walter White.
Yeah.
You see his descent.
There's people that are fucking saying that guy should have fucking lived so he could fucking go to jail and suffer.
Mm-hmm.
That like carry that hate in their heart for that fictional character.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Personally, I'm like invested in the character, but even I can understand why people would feel that way.
Yeah.
Like he did some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
If this happened in real life, that guy would be a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
And he should fucking, suffer, Like,
Yeah.
I would have those kinds of feelings.
See, whenever Project Ogre was like, in development, right?
Yeah.
Kojima was like referencing freaking Walter White and Breaking Bad, at least 2 or 3 times.
I didn't see any hint of Walter White in this.
Oh, no way, dude. It's
I mean,
like,
I think that was the original intention.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think that freaking Konami, intervened and like told him, we're gonna
Plan on making more games.
It's great.
Yeah, we plan on making some more Big Boss games.
Big Boss games? Even though fucking Solid Snake.
I know, as the true main character of the game and shit.
There's more games about Big Boss than there are about fucking Solid Snake.
Yeah, I know, which is ridiculous, but like.
So, I mean, you think the fact that this game, just the fact that overall that it's just so fucking different than the past Metal Gear games, do you think that's why Kojima decided to put? Not really. I don't know. Maybe you said you don't even consider this game canon yourself. Like you're kind of.
Well, I mean, a
about
question,
it.
I mean, like I could live without accepting this game.
Yeah,
into the
I know.
canon story.
Yeah.
Like I feel like what I already had in my imagination
Is better than what
yeah,
we
is
got.
better than
Yeah.
what we got. Yeah.
That's how I feel as well.
I mean, maybe that's why Kojima even named it Metal Gear Solid V, as like the 5. It's like
Yeah.
almost like it's not even canon to the rest, like the numbered
Oh
series.
yeah, it's a Roman numeral.
I mean, I know he said like, oh yeah, V
V
for victory. Yeah, probably not even that
Bullshit.
at all. But like, I mean, I don't know. It could be, but I feel like it's just the fact that it's such a detachment from the rest of the series.
Well, okay.
Which is what he had been saying from the beginning.
Also,
Yeah.
actually,
He was definitely. I remember even in the earliest interviews, he was saying that like
People
this was
are
going to
going
be
to-
like the most different Metal Gear game.
what the fuck did he say? He said something about like people might not even like me after I make this game or something like that.
I fucking hate him,
Yeah,
dude.
but like, something like people are gonna have like different opinions of me after I make this game.
Well, I think that was originally regarding like his the themes of the game about race and revenge. More so race, but like I feel like
that wasn't even touched upon.
yeah, it wasn't even touched upon. Like there was culture touched upon as far as like language goes, but that's not race. Race was not an issue in this game at all. And
Neither was. I mean, I guess revenge was, but I thought it was.
No, revenge definitely was. Revenge was the
Yeah.
main theme of the game,
Yeah.
especially the first chapter. But
Yeah.
like,
Race had nothing.
race
to do
had
with it.
nothing to do with anything in this
okay,
game.
revenge was a theme, but not to the extent that it was advertised as. Because they said that we're gonna fucking get revenge, no matter what. Fuck everything. We're gonna get our revenge.
And they did.
Yeah.
They got their revenge on Skullface.
They got the revenge, but
Not
they
on
didn't,
Zero.
but they didn't get the revenge like at any cost necessary. They were still like, oh wait, like your mission is to kill those kids, but let's just fucking kill them, man. I mean, what the? I was expecting like Big Boss.
That would have been the perfect opportunity to turn to the devil. dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they were originally planning on doing.
It's probably what they were originally planning on, dude.
That trailer was pretty convincing that they were
Yeah.
gonna do that.
Yeah. But, no. Race, dude. Yeah, there was no race battle at all happening within the story. I mean, they had a freaking Navajo Indian, a half Japanese, half white freaking Cause, White Snake, freaking,
White.
all these
white.
black kids. And
I hope that wasn't-
none of them ever talked about race once. Not once.
White Mamba.
God.
Dude, he's the White Mamba.
Like there was never a direct, like yeah sure like Cause hit this kid with his gun and shit whenever they first arrived on board.
Snake.
But it was never like race driven. Obviously though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there was no. Basically, this game had no racists in it. How do you make a story about race without any racists? I don't know. I just felt like there was nothing there.
But not even in the missions are like, oh, these are they're detaining because they're like
They're detaining them because they're black.
Or they're
rounding up all the blacks.
or
in
not
this
even
area.
like they're doing ethnic cleansing. Or,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like they're rounding up this one race or something. There was none of that
Or
at
even-
all.
Yeah.
And because of that, I just felt like race wasn't even a theme in this game at all.
Do you think Kojima's next game will be taking place in the future, or
I'm pretty sure it's going to be the future.
It's
obviously,
gonna be pretty. Yeah, I think.
considering
I don't
that,
think. I don't think that that character that art that we saw is gonna be like.
I mean, the thing is, like,
what if that is the main
1800s.
character? What if that is the main character? He just
it's not gonna be the main character. I mean, we don't know, but
Why
I'm
not?
pretty sure it's not.
I mean, well, how would you guys feel about playing as a character?
I would totally.
where his character is just a skull.
I
wouldn't care.
I think that would be awesome.
I
to
would be
honest.
down to play a fucking AI, dude.
What do you mean play an AI?
Wait, you're saying that that's like an actual human skull and that's all that's left of the character?
Well, not necessarily, but I mean, however they tie it in, how do you just feel in general about like playing as a character that's just like a skull rather than? I mean, that in my opinion is more of that in my opinion is more of a stance against racism than Metal Gear Solid 5 even touched upon at all.
Well, I guess so.
You just play as the raw human. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they don't even reveal the character's race, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
But even on top of that, it's like highly stylistic.
Yeah.
Because you're playing with just as a skull face, basically.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, yeah.
I think that would be really cool. That would be the most engaging thing for like a wide audience to kind of like accept.
I'm waiting for a video game where you can actually play as like not even human, like as an AI, where they fucking integrate those questions that you have whenever you have a story with AI that interacts with humans.
Yeah, the thing is, the reason why I asked if y'all think it's going to take place in the future is if I felt like, because in order for Kojima to really continue his fucking story, not really story, but his like themes of like MGS2 that he was going on, like that he was like pretty much, I felt like that was his creativity at its peak.
Yeah. No,
Oh, yeah.
And I felt like for the next game, if it were to take place in the future, he could really delve into those like areas,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. I mean, well, dude, like,
I mean, look, you have Zone of the Enders,
Zone of the Enders
Policenauts.
1 and 2 already, like, were like I just feel like more pronounced stories than MGS5.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I feel like all the games that Kojima's done that took place in the past have always been, I guess, more
Kind of
dumbed
limited?
down.
Yeah.
And the ones
Restrained?
the ones that he's done that take place in the future, like, have always been more fucking intriguing and interesting to me.
No,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Like, they had just the themes and like the fucking technology and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Kojima's vision of the future
It's too good. Like, it's too fucking like precise.
as good as his like his past kind of like references go with like the Cold War.
Oh yeah,
they're
like
awesome.
like down to the gadgets and stuff, and it's like
Okay,
the
even-
technology that's been
even-
used
yeah,
back in
yeah.
the day.
Yeah,
That's
even
very,
like
it's very,
prototype
it's
technology.
very intriguing. But to me, not as intriguing as what could be in the future.
Yeah, from now,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same exact way I feel. I think.
Yeah, no, I feel like his next game should take place in the future, and he should like touch upon like future technology, just humans in the future. I mean, I just feel like
Even if we're only represented as skulls in the future. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that being the main character of the game would actually be pretty fucking awesome, dude, to be honest with you. Like,
Yeah.
just a character that's just like a skull,
Yeah.
yeah.
And with like an astronaut's helmet on and shit. That's so fucking cool. Like, if that's the main character of the game, I'm completely fucking sold.
Yeah, I don't see how that wouldn't be like an AI of some sort.
Yeah.
That would be a sad ass human if all they had left was like a skull for a head.
Yeah. Like, physically?
Yeah. I mean, Raiden has it bad enough.
Yeah.
Just
But
having
it
on top
also
of his
depends
head.
on how like fantasy driven it is too.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I
'Cause
don't think I really
Zone of the
care.
Enders isn't just like a sci-fi game. It's
Of course.
sci-fi fantasy, straight up.
Yeah,
it's like,
but
there's
you'd
no
have
way
to-
this shit would happen.
You'd also have to get pretty fantasy
to have a skull.
to have a skull for a head.
Yeah.
Like
But at the
down
same
to
time,
like
but at the same
fucking
time,
medieval.
it would be awesome, dude.
It would be awesome. It would be.
I like the whole idea of that being the main character. Like, I'm totally down with it, actually.
Actually, the only did he directly work on Boktai?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he
He
produced
produced
it.
it.
Okay, well, I guess he dipped his toes in the fantasy realm there.
Well, yeah. For sure.
And
But I mean,
even with Castlevania, Lords of Shadow and shit too, like
That too.
a little bit of lore and shit. But no, he has his hands in a lot of different freaking genres, dude.
Yeah.
He's got a steampunk, freaking like just cyberpunk,
Cyberpunk.
military.
Wait, steampunk?
freaking-
Or did you mean to say
Yeah, I
cyberpunk?
meant to say cyberpunk.
Okay.
Cyberpunk, military, freaking penguin.
Penguin.
His first game, right? Was
Super Penguin
Super
Adventures.
Penguin Adventures.
I don't.
You never heard about it?
I never. Oh, I probably did, but I forgot about it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
it's
his first game.
Racing, kind of like a racing game. You're
Like
just
toboggan, or
You're just like literally a penguin, like going down a slope, fucking like sliding
Okay.
down a slope, just freaking racing.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, like his games have like just themes,
Yeah.
and he has his hands in a lot of freaking different types of themes. Anything from like futuristic to like historic Cold War, like extreme futuristic with Zone of the Enders, and then you got like, with Snatcher, you got like a cyberpunk kind of like
That's kind of why I wish.
fantasy cyber futuristic.
Yeah. That's kind of why part of me wishes that he didn't even like sign with anybody. Just get a Kickstarter. I want to make a game. Just give me money. That way he just fucking like. He just make whatever the fuck he wanted to fucking make, dude. You know, like I'm pretty
That's what he's doing now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's like he's partnering with Sony, but
They're not controlling him.
yeah, that's why he's his own company. They like, literally have no fucking.
They
Control over
literally
him.
have no power over him. All the only power they have over him is like ends with the money that they've given him.
Okay.
That's exactly why. I'm pretty sure, had it not been for Konami, just completely restructuring and just like fucking him over, he probably would have been completely fine with just like working for Sony. But the fact that like he just went through this huge thing where it kind of like opened his eyes to like, oh wow, just literally the restructuring of a management, system,
Hierarchy?
yeah, like can actually just completely change your entire work, flow and just your entire studio.
Yeah.
There's no point in working for a studio. You gotta just work as yourself as an independent contracting company to make your game the way you want it. Otherwise you're just gonna have to answer to a bunch of fucking dickheads with freaking their own shitty ass ideas. Dude, I'm pretty sure the majority of the ideas that we're talking about, or the problems that we have with MGS5, are most likely due to Konami representatives or higher ups pushing Kojima to do these things against his will.
Yeah.
Because, dude, do you honestly think that Kojima didn't want to show the descent of Big Boss in this game? Considering how much of a freaking obvious storyline it was from the beginning.
Yeah, everything points to Big Boss not being a nice guy by the end of by the beginning of Metal Gear 1.
It kind of seems like the Big Boss that we got at the end of MGS5, the actual Big Boss without the horn, seemed like a good guy.
And that's another thing. That's what kind of pisses me off. Because you didn't get to play as Big Boss.
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean...
At all.
Yeah. I mean, in Ground Zeroes, you did.
You did. But, even if there was some kind of transition, it still wouldn't have been Big Boss. It would have been, the fucking,
Medic.
The medic. That's what kind of kills me, is that they try to turn this into this you're not playing as the boss, you're playing as you.
Dude, the thing is, maybe Kojima wanted to have you play as a different character, but people have already proven to themselves that they can't take not playing as Snake. They can't take it, dude. They can't handle fucking not playing as Snake.
Another reason why this game didn't turn out the way it should have is because of that. Konami saw that you're not making a Metal Gear game without fucking Snake. I don't care what sort of groundwork you already have done with this new game that you're talking about, where you play as this new character and bullshit. You're gonna make a Metal Gear game where you play as Big Boss in the 80s, and you're gonna fucking you're gonna make he's gonna be the fucking force of good.
That's what. Okay, it's another thing I didn't like about both Peace Walker and MGS5 is that the transition should have happened during Peace Walker, because you're playing in that same era where Big Boss just like defected from the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
He already knew about the Patriots, and he's like, no, I don't want any hand in this. Fuck y'all. I'm fucking gonna do my own thing.
Yeah, that was the whole point. Yeah.
But there was no context of that throughout the whole fucking game
yeah.
of Peace Walker,
Yeah.
and we're thinking like, okay, well that's
So I guess it's been a while since it's not mentioning
sure,
it at
sure,
all.
sure.
You know?
So it's like, okay, that's kind of dumb. So, but MGS5, it's a fucking console game, fucking wide ass fucking market compared to the fucking PSP.
Yeah.
They're gonna be fucking mentioning some shit during the goddamn game, and they're gonna be fucking like talking some fucking shit. We don't get any kind of taste of that until the very end of the game, until the fucking tapes are unlocked.
Yeah.
After that last mission with Zero, which okay, granted they were pretty cool fucking audio tapes.
Yeah, they were awesome.
They were fucking
I like
badass.
I loved the Zero tapes.
They were great, but
Actually, I consider that like the true ending, pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
There,
And
there was
that's
actually
what's kinda
those
dumb that it was
those
resorted
yeah
to
no
tapes, though.
those
Yeah,
tapes were so much,
exactly.
there's
Yeah.
those tapes were so much better than the actual ending. It's like, okay, that's the actual ending,
Yeah, like why did you make a stupid ass cutscene with like quiet and walk into the fucking wilderness or
Yeah.
the sunset, or I'm gonna like what the fuck? Why are you guys wasting resources? You guys should have like focused on making a live action or like 3D motion captured fucking cutscene with Zero.
You're making fucking tapes out of it anyway,
Dude.
Why the fuck would fucking Zero be making fucking tapes that anybody could fucking find?
I know, dude. Like for instance, like
You might as well
you know
fucking do a
that
video.
Raiden cutscene whenever he sees his family and shit.
Yeah.
Like that would have been a tape in this game. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you have like all these separate stories. You probably would have seen Zero visiting Snake in the fucking hospital and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I wanted to see that scene.
I know.
That would have been a fucking badass scene to end the fucking story.
Yeah, you're even seeing Paz going to the fucking like
his
hidden
mansion and
fucking,
shit?
Yeah, fucking hidden
Or his
location or whatever.
apartment, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have that take place during the game, dude.
I know.
Why the fuck?
Well, I mean,
not?
the pause thing couldn't have taken place during the game, but like, just show
like it's a flashback.
Yeah, even as a flashback.
It
yeah.
would have been way more effective
successful, yeah.
than a fucking fucking audio tape. That's like, okay, why does it have to be an audio tape?
Like, whenever I was listening to those tapes, I remember thinking, I was like, man,
Who was recording that tape?
kind of dumb that, like, they didn't just, like... So that was the thing with Peace Walker. It made sense whenever they recorded the tapes.
Yeah.
But with this one, it was like, why is there a tape at this point? It's
Well,
like, fuck.
yeah, like who was recording that tape?
And how did Snake even acquire this shit?
Exactly.
It's like, doesn't make sense.
Did he get? Was it mailed by Zero
I don't know,
because he
right?
didn't give a shit anymore? Like,
I don't know. Who knows,
oh, I hope Snake gets these tapes.
They should have just shown that as a fucking cutscene and not a goddamn tape at the end. That would have been the perfect fucking ending.
That's what they did with MGS4. They had like so many fucking different like stories. They had snakes. They had Merrills. They had fucking Raidens.
Yes.
They showed all of them.
They
Like,
didn't
that's
have
exactly
fucking
what they-
surveillance cameras capturing that shit.
I know.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
show the fucking cutscene playing out in a cinematic
That's
way.
another thing I didn't like about this game, dude. The fucking one take fucking shots.
No, yeah, I didn't like it either.
One take scenes, basically.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna fucking keep the camera just rolling the entire time. We're just gonna follow the characters. Like, there's no cuts in the freaking camera.
Yeah.
Hate it. Don't
Yeah.
like it at
Yeah,
all.
I
Like,
don't
Kojima
like it
should
at all.
stop that right away.
It was a pretty good integration of that style with 4, because there's like a transition from like the cutscene to the actual gameplay.
I have nothing against that.
But when it
No,
comes
no,
to
no, that's not what we're talking about at all.
You know-
the
you know-
entire cutscene is one shot, and it's like
Every single
no,
cutscene
like,
in
like,
PS5 is just one shot. You know that, right?
No.
Like, I feel like Kojima kind of like I don't know, just kind of missed the freaking point with that shit because like I
feel like he's just trying to-
you can be way more artistic by doing cuts
With different
with
focal
different
lengths.
shots,
Yeah,
focal lengths, than you can just like having a shaky steady cam kind of like operator like go here and you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like those like you could have had the whole scene tighter too, because whenever you have to take time to like shift over to another character to say something,
Grand Theft
losing
Auto
time,
5 again, like does a better job at
Oh, yeah,
this.
no, definitely. They have cutscenes in there.
Yeah.
Like, the cutscenes in MGS5 aren't even... I wouldn't even consider them cutscenes, because they don't have any cuts,
Yeah. Yeah, well, MGS5, like, the most that they really do is, like, they show you walking into the scene, and then it's just that's whenever they cut to the
Yeah,
scene.
and then it cuts to the
Maybe
scene,
that's
and
why
there's
they
cinematic
even-
camera.
Yeah, maybe that's why they
There's
did.
no cinematic camera angles in MGS5. I mean,
Yeah.
there were like whenever they like pan over to I'm gonna land here, and yeah, it looks cinematic, and then I'm gonna go here now.
Yeah.
Now it looks cinematic. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, like okay, with MGS, I mean, with Grand Theft Auto 5, like before that, you just walk into an area and it's just like a fucking black transition. What do you call it? Like a fade out, and then it gets to like the cutscene. But where they fucking they fucking really stepped up the game when it comes to like telling a story. Well, like I said,
they literally did the gameplay right into the cutscene.
Exactly.
With no transition at all.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have no problem with that at all.
That's
That's badass as
Yeah,
fuck.
I know. I love
But
it.
with MGS5, like you guys said, it's a little too integrated.
Yeah.
To where it's like there's not much like artistic value to it, as opposed to like somebody filming the shit that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like somebody's filming it,
Mm-hmm.
which could be good in certain situations, in certain contexts. But when it comes to Metal Gear,
You gotta have a fucking cinematic
a-
masterpiece.
that's what made the first game.
Yeah, and the second one too.
It will make
The scene where he's diving off of Arsenal gear and into the water after Ray and shit.
How the fuck would they have shot that? How the fuck would they have shot? Would they have the camera follow Snake jumping into the water? Like, whoa!
Yeah, no, that's how they would have done it. That's what I'm saying. There's no you can do so much more with cuts than you can with
or the scene whenever fucking
one
Raiden,
shot.
Otacon and Snake, after Emma dies, they start doing that slow motion walk.
Yeah, can't do it.
They can't do that with
Or the scene where Sniper Wolf's dying and what are we fighting for? And then he turns around and see the blackness and shit. You know what I'm saying?
What are we fighting for?
Yeah, and you go
Go to a wound. And it's
you know how it cuts to that one shot of Snake in the black.
Yeah.
You see him and then he just turns around and then he says if I find out, I'll tell you or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he turns back around you can't do moments like that with a camera. What are we fighting for, Snake? I'll tell you if I know.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's man.
Fucking J.J. Abrams' flare somewhere.
Yeah, I know.
there.
In between, him moving, there's a flare right there.
The
Yeah, I
flare
don't know.
off
The thing is, I remember,
blood.
remember that scene whenever you rescue fucking Code Talker and you're talking to them in the helicopter.
Yeah.
It's it's just kind of going back and forth just between him and Snake. And I'm like, man, I remember the cutscene with fucking Snake and fucking what's his name, Colonel Campbell.
Yeah.
Remember in MGS4 whenever he picks him up from the graveyard and
Yeah.
and they're talking in the cutscene about Liquid fucking.
Yeah.
It's there's cuts, there's fucking badass shots. It's
Yeah.
if I feel like it's more engaging if you fucking just have cuts and just have cinematic camera. That's what everybody's already used to. Nobody I feel like the trend of one shot scene is just something that's so new.
Yeah.
And not really tested at all. It's
Yeah. Well, the thing is, okay, Children of Men was really, it was a very successful experiment when it comes to that kind of form.
Yeah, because they
No,
didn't
no, no.
do that way
Yeah.
the whole movie. There was only scenes that were shot that way, not the entire fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? There were fucking cuts in the movie. There were cut scenes, basically. With MGS5, as soon as you start a cut scene, actually, there's not even a cut scene in the movie.
No, you're right. Because I remember the scene, the last scene, whenever the main guy dies. It didn't just let's go to where he's
Which main
dying.
guy?
The main protagonist.
Okay, yeah.
Whenever he fucking bleeds out and dies.
Yeah.
They don't just alright, show the girl and then we're gonna pan to him dying. No, it's a cut to him dying.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Cuts are more effective because they save time and they get the message across faster and they can be more artistic.
Yeah, they can be more artistic, and I don't know. It's pretty much it. Yeah, they can be more artistic. You can just show fucking so much more. I felt like there's more, there's less effort that goes into, or just there's more that you can do because it doesn't take as much work to do one long take. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how much preparation takes, to do
Yeah,
one,
I can
one
only
take?
imagine.
Yeah, dude.
It's like you have to have all the motion captured actors acting out the entire scene.
Yeah,
all in one
which
take.
probably would have to be rehearsed at least like 20 to 30 times.
Yeah,
Get it
I know.
right?
Yeah,
That's a lot of fucking takes, dude.
Yeah, it's
dude.
like, it's
For
so
one
much
shot.
easier for
Yeah.
fucking each
That
actor
long.
to fucking just know what they're doing for that specific take,
Yeah. For that, in a lot of cases, just for
Yeah,
a
like
second,
you have,
second.
like you have that fucking like in
I can only imagine the
MGS2,
stress.
like in MGS2, you have the fucking.
Okay,
you have
I
the,
just want you to do this right. I mean, why can't you
I
just
know,
do
like
this right?
like in MGS2, like in MGS2, whenever you have fucking Vamp, like in the making of, you see Vamp whenever he's like fucking choking that guy against the wall,
Yeah.
like a snake and shit. It's just that shot,
Yeah.
and he's fucking does it badass as fuck.
Yeah.
It's because it's like there's more focus that goes into that specific shot rather than it just being part of a huge sequence, which it is part of a huge sequence. But it's like
It's cut.
if you focus on the actual cuts and all the movements, it makes it more cinematic because it's more exaggerated.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like you actually get to focus on the theatrics of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it
But
just-
you can't do that with like a constantly rolling camera. You know what I'm saying?
I know. That's what I'm kind of against with like just
Even whenever like they first showed Ground Zeroes and they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna be doing like long takes. I mean, not only did I not know that they were gonna be shooting only long takes throughout the entire fucking thing, but like I remember thinking back then, even if they weren't, and there was just like maybe a few scenes that did that, I was like, man, like there's a possible freaking repercussion that guys might face doing that. Because,
we were right.
And I was right.
I was thinking
right.
the same
I was
thing,
like, man,
too.
like Metal Gear, I don't know if Metal Gear so much works with these freaking sort of long
Yeah.
takes that you guys are trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been cuts in Metal Gear. Like,
Yeah.
there's always
And
been
they've always been
That is a
super
pretty-
successful.
That is a pretty big ass jump.
Yeah.
And
I
I think it's
they made
another. I think it's another like venture. I think it's another attempt for Kojima to like deviate from like the format that he's been doing.
Yeah.
But-
I think it was just him trying to experiment with something new that he hasn't done yet, but like, Konami was just holding him to the wall trying to get him to do a new Metal Gear game. It's like, well, if you have this new... Why don't you just take this game that you're developing right now and just turn it into Metal Gear? Basically, is I think what
Yeah, I mean,
happened.
the thing is, they fucking, I mean, of course, Konami owns the Metal Gear IP. They have the last say in
Yeah.
what's going to go into it,
It's just a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, I know. So, I mean,
That's-
literally,
that's-
Kojima will own his next franchise, and he can do whatever the fuck he wants with it.
Oh, thank gosh for that.
Yeah, so, I mean...
Which, I mean, in all honesty, this is obviously like a blessing. Because, okay, Metal Gear, he had to answer to, he had people to answer to here.
True.
But with this IP, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Whenever, shit's over and done with, it's gonna be his property.
Yeah.
So, yeah, can't wait. That's gonna be fucking
Yeah,
badass.
I think he would honestly work best as a director like Christopher Nolan, where like he, directed his first few games, right? Which Christopher Nolan directed his first few movies, and then he got the big one, Metal Gear Solid 1,
Yeah.
Dark Knight, or Batman Begins, which threw him into freaking ultimate freaking stardom.
Yeah.
And then in between each movie, he did one of his own games.
Yeah.
But that's not the way it turned out at all.
Yeah.
Konami just would not allow that shit. It's like, which doesn't make any sense because, if you see somebody that's like completely responsible for making a franchise hugely successful, you should be like, oh, well, this guy's probably, he could probably create more of these IPs for us where we could like just keep reaping shit, But they wanted to focus on one instead.
Yeah, if you're brave, but if you're gonna be a scared little CEO or owner or whatever, he's gonna be like, you better stay in that show. If you don't fucking stay in there, we're gonna fucking fuck you up, dude.
Pretty much.
You better do what we fucking tell you. You're gonna stay in this shit for the next 20 fucking years for all I care.
Yeah. God, I can only imagine
that
what he's
cheddar.
gonna fucking do with his new game. Like, I think it might be like along the lines of like Metal Gear Solid 2 mixed with Zone of the Enders. Is basically what I'm thinking. Which
what I'm
sounds
thinking,
fucking
too.
awesome. Which sounds like
It's kind of what it
a
looks
true
like.
Kojima game.
Yeah.
'Cause, like
Well, this is the first new IP since fucking
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Police
Yeah.
nuts. Yeah, I mean...
Well, yeah, it's just Police Notes actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, because Metal Gear and then
Before,
okay,
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess like you could say
He's
Zone of the
a
Enders
session,
also,
he's a
but like he
session
produced Zone of the Enders, but he
He didn't
actually
direct it, yeah.
yeah.
But
That is his IP though. I think like it is
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's,
Like he had it.
Well, we've been
especially the
waiting
second
for
game.
we've been waiting for like what, like 15 years, if not more.
For a fucking actual follow up to MGS2.
No. Well,
Just a new
that,
Kojima,
or a new,
like,
or a new
IP.
IP from
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima.
Yeah. Because literally after every single MGS game, he says that he's not going to direct any other.
Every
one.
single one.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Every
It's like
single one.
That's what I think happened here. Is like he was just so fed up. It's like this company keeps making me direct these motherfucking Metal Gear games that I don't want to do. I'm pretty sure after Metal Gear Solid 1, I mean, you play Metal Gear Solid 1 and you're fulfilled.
It's a self-contained story. That's all you need to know. It's like, Mr. President, and that's it. Because like, oh, it's the fucking president. Oh wow, that's a fucking like. It's like okay. It's whenever there's like a monster movie, back in like the 60s, 70s or whatever, and then there's like the end, and then after that it fades out, and then there's like the question mark. You're not expecting a fucking sequel.
I don't know, dude. It's just something to get your mind fucking boggling. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? Like, you don't need to make a sequel. But, you know, he did with MGS2, and it was awesome. But, like, after that, like, there was no need to go back into Big Boss's story. He was already an established character as the main villain.
Exactly. That prequel did not need to happen.
I don't-
I'm glad it did.
I'm glad it did too.
but it
but
did
you know
not
what?
need-
At the end of the day, if I were to go back in time and to say, like, you know what, Kojima, and if I was in charge of Kojima's, like, progress or whatever he was doing, I would be like, you know what? Don't do MGS3, do a completely new game.
Yeah.
That's what I would say to him.
At the most, take a break from this fucking series.
Yeah, because every time it
Take
almost
a
seems
fucking
like
break, dude.
Because like his games are always so different from each other. You know, like MGS1.
Yeah.
I think MGS1 and 2 are the most similar out of the entire franchise.
Sure.
But like 3, it's like Kojima just really wanted to fucking direct a Cold War themed story.
He probably did that because he wanted to do something different.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Kinda what
It's
he's
like,
done.
well, you're gonna make me do Metal Gear again? Well, fuck you. I'm gonna do a Cold
Yeah,
War.
that's pretty
fucking
much what he's
game.
done with like every
I was
MGS
thinking
game
about.
after
I was gonna do a Cold War game, but now you want me to do another Metal Gear? Well, I'm gonna make it a Cold War Metal Gear.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly. I think that's exactly what the mindset was. And then whenever MGS4 came around, I think it was the same thing. It's like I wanted to make some like futuristic story about the war economy. And it's like, well, you better do about Metal Gear then. So that's what he did. He like integrated it with the Metal Gear universe. And
Oh
then
my God.
MGS Peace Walker came around. I don't know. I think Peace Walker was more of just like he was pretty much expecting that he was going to do another Metal Gear game.
Yeah.
So he specifically just did it on a smaller platform. And just like, oh, we'll just get it out of the way. I'll just do a small platform game.
That's what- well,
and then
I feel
I'll do Project Ogre.
I feel it's what
you
he
know?
did with MGS4 as well, because like, dude, it's like we'll just have like the fucking comedy cast of MGS3. We'll just have them be the Patriots.
Yeah.
It's just like,
So MGS4 is like a twist.
yeah.
Yeah. God.
God, it's ridiculous.
Paramedic being a patriot.
A leader of the world.
I don't know, man.
Singing
It is pretty ridiculous.
Ocelot,
Yeah.
Snake, even being a leader of the world.
No, he was on that Mount Rushmore too, dude. God. See, you know that's the case whenever Kojima, like, literally,
Yeah,
like...
those 12 fucking members of the Patriots were not meant to be those characters.
Oh, no, dude.
They were not meant
Absolutely
to be those
not.
characters.
It's like, it's only because of the fucking, like, extreme, like, persistence by his, you know, his higher-ups to push him to do a new Metal Gear game, because that's what makes the money. If it has a Metal Gear game attached to it, then it's going to be the success. So you're going to have to tie in this whole thing with the Metal Gear universe. But he's got different ideas, you know what I'm saying? He's got, like... That's what I'm saying. It's like Metal Gear 1 and 2, yeah, they're similar. They take... Metal Gear Solid 2 is a direct sequel to Metal Gear Solid 1. Metal Gear Solid 3... That's where I think he was just like, well, shit, dude. If you're gonna fucking make me do another Metal Gear game, I'm just gonna do I'm just gonna translate one of my games that I already had planned, my Cold War game, into Metal Gear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And then with MGS4, yeah, well, I'm gonna translate my War Economy game into, you know, Metal Gear Solid 4 and just tie in Solid Snake to it as an
Yeah.
old man. Maybe the only reason why Solid Snake was old in that game is because
The main
the
character was
character was supposed to be old.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, well, you know, so he just
kept
kept the same
He
character.
actually probably like saw it as an opportunity to fucking end the series too.
Oh yeah,
That was okay. There's no way.
Remember how many?
to
No,
not
that was
get that
definitely
hint.
the case. He said it so many fucking times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he probably said it 1,000 times.
Yeah, this
literally.
is gonna be the last Metal Gear game.
Yeah, this
Because
one
I'm
ends
gonna-
up the entire
I'm gonna
story.
I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill Solid Snake.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't it. Because
no.
we got
God, 2 more games. God. God. Finally, it's over though. Finally, shit.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
I know.
they literally just squeezed as much out of him as they could.
Bullet, man, fuck him, dude. I can completely see why Hideo Kojima is
Man, the
just
thing
done
is, like,
with
I
it.
talked to fucking some people about, like, you know, fucking, like, you know, Alex Ho, right?
Yeah.
I talked to him, and he was like, I was like, this is before MGS5 came out. I was like, oh man, so what do you think about Kojima leaving Konami? He's like, oh man, I'm pretty fucking depressed about it, actually. I'm like, we're just fucking not going to be able to make any more Metal Gear games.
Look,
Like,
just
dude.
fuck you, man.
Dude.
Fuck you.
His
I know.
his Metal Gear games, like I feel like Metal Gear Solid 2 was the last actual Metal Gear game.
I
they
feel the
made.
same way.
Yeah.
As much as people consider the third one as a masterpiece,
Yeah, which
It's not
I
a
agree.
fucking, I mean, it is a masterpiece.
It
but
is,
It's not,
okay.
it's not the masterpiece of the series.
No, that's the thing. It's a
Yeah.
masterpiece of a game in its own right, but
Yeah.
as comparatively to the series,
Dude, he
in my
literally had to
opinion,
fucking
it's a
dumb it
masterpiece
down.
that did not need to exist.
It was
Yeah,
the first.
exactly.
It was the first game of the series that was dumbed down because the fucking masses didn't fucking like the complexities of MGS2's story. It's like they didn't understand it, so there's like, oh yeah, we don't get this, and we don't get Raiden. So he literally had to make a fucking mock character of Raiden that was getting fucking like stripped and fucking like put in a locker and shit. you
battered
know?
and beaten.
Yeah, and then like the fucking the Raiden fucking Snake Racer shit, like all that fucking.
Yeah,
all the-
he made all those parodies too at that time.
yeah, I'm like, man. I mean, they were great, but like, man,
Like
it's
got
like,
his revenge by making him cool, by making him cyborg ninja.
but the Cyborg Ninja wasn't as near as cool as the original idea.
No, it wasn't. But
Wait,
like,
are you talking about
Raiden.
Olga?
Raiden.
right?
Oh, right, yeah,
Like,
no, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. But I'm saying, like, he was cool, quote unquote. Like he's a fucking cyborg ninja. He's all cool. He wanted.
But it wasn't a natural progression as to where you were expecting the character to go.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But like I like that because and I loved the fact that he said that it's too bad you can't play as him. Too bad that he went back on his word.
True, yeah. That's cool.
Which like
at the same time,
which kind of goes in again. That goes in the face of what.
Instead, you're playing as this like frail old man and shit.
Oh my god! Yeah.
God, it's kind of funny because like he just kind of fucking pissed on the fucking fans again.
Yeah.
Not pissed on the fans, but
Instead,
just like
instead of being
the fucking
controlled-
whiny,
But
the
tasteful,
whiny,
tasteful.
the whiny fans he pissed on, like the ones that were like, oh, we don't like Raiden, you know. It's oh yeah, we're gonna make him cool in this game, but you're not gonna play as him, so fuck you, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean,
Yeah, I'm all for that.
people
I
complain
know.
about him being whiny,
I know.
but then
Who, Raiden?
Yeah, but
I
then
know. It's like he wasn't really. He is at the end of the day a military freaking special
And
forces
that
operative.
and he does like question his mission like
Yeah.
in the game,
But he
Not-
kind of just sounds like a pansy, I guess.
no,
it's his voice.
the voice actor was a fucking like he
Miscast.
wasn't Snake, man.
I mean, he was in Japan. He was deeper than Snake. He was like fucking.
that's what's crazy.
Well,
Is that his voice actor in Japan was
But-
actually like a deeper.
Sure. But I think you know what? I think there's a lot of Bishonen characters that have that deep voice though. It was deeper, but it was a lot smoother.
Yeah,
And the gra-
yeah,
like
I
the
know.
gravity.
It wasn't like as
Like Akio Otsuka.
Yeah, it wasn't as
it's
raspy as
It's
fucking
a really
Snake.
raspy, gravelly, manly voice. But like Raiden's voice was a lot more like
more gactish.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it was deep though. But like Quentin Flynn is not. He has a high register. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The thing is, that's the way he played the character. I mean, he could.
And
I mean,
he
played
did it successfully, I would say.
I mean, he could do a more gravelly Raiden like he did in MGS4.
Sure. But
like,
the goal was to have him be.
The goal was to make him a bitch. That was the goal.
Exactly.
The goal was to make him a bitch. That way, you like. I think he almost like kind of wanted you to hate the character to a degree.
well, he wanted you to hate.
Well, he didn't want you to hate him. He wanted you to love Snake more.
Yeah.
Like from a third person perspective.
Yeah.
And you're playing as a character that's not Snake.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole point. You're supposed to like Snake more because he's the badass of like the last game, and now he's in this sequel as like the ascended badass.
Yeah.
And
see, that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't really. Whenever I played the game, I had a problem with playing as Raiden the entire time. I was actually expecting, oh man, just around the corner where you're playing as Snake.
Yeah.
But like, at the end of it, I was like, like, Snake is the badass, and you're playing as this freaking dork, basically.
but it's a cool like.
It's cool to see him in the light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because he's
it's
still
pretty-
there. If they just like continued the Big Show mission and Snake wasn't even a part of it at all, I would have had a huge fucking
Of course,
problem.
but he is,
But-
and you get to see him, as you said, from that perspective, from the
Yeah.
perspective of like that character that represents,
Ultimate badassness, dude.
yeah. Well, I mean, Raiden. I mean,
Oh, okay.
perspective of that character.
Yeah.
Who's the opposite of Snake, a pansy, a fucking like weakling, most likely what like the stereotypical gamer would be
Yeah.
that
true.
doesn't have military experience.
You know what's also funny about that whole situation is that like because he's so like flimsy and or flamboyant basically
And flexible.
he's kind of like actually more like physically active.
Yeah,
than
exactly.
Snake is,
Because
you know?
you see the fucking cartwheels that he
Yeah,
does.
it is like
no-handed cartwheels.
Like whenever you're playing a Snake, you just do the simple roll and
Yeah.
shit. But whenever you're as
Acrobatic ass fucking
yeah,
cart-
dude.
yeah.
It's like that kind of makes it even better. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, I love that shit.
And plus, he actually, whenever you do the fucking punch and kick combo,
Oh, yeah,
he
that's
actually
right.
has-
It's
he
two
actually-
kicks, right?
Yeah, he does
It's two kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's actually is better than Snake in
Yeah,
some ways.
that's what I'm saying. So like, that's what makes it cool. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's these little things in there, like in the actual
And
gameplay.
whenever you like do the cartwheel on the stairs, you can just land.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't
Yeah.
fucking fall. And
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember whenever you do
roll.
if you're running down some stairs,
Yeah.
and you do a flip, you don't
With-
like with Snake, you just like fall
you
on your
fall
fucking
over,
back.
yeah,
and shit.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, it looks so pathetic.
Yeah.
And whenever you're with Raiden, you can do that. Even from high ass distances.
Oh,
you can,
you're right.
still
You're
land.
right. You fucking lands on the fucking floor.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, even if you're like on a long staircase and you do the cartwheel, you
Yeah,
just like
you fucking
just
land
keep
on the
doing
fucking-
them. Yeah.
Holy shit.
But like with Snake, if you do the roll, you just fucking just fall down the stairs and shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The fucking layers of this
I know.
fucking game.
Yeah, dude. And just 2 was the shit. So's Police Knots, which you gotta fucking finish,
I
dude.
know, man.
God, I can't believe you haven't finished that game, dude.
I'm on the
Fuck
very
is wrong
beginning
with
of the second disc.
you? After 5 years, dude.
I need to just straight up get an emulator. Can
What? How, dude? Do you not have a computer or what?
I can't like. Didn't you say you needed the disc? But I can just.
I think at this point you can actually download a PlayStation emulator. and play
I don't
it.
know, dude.
Wait, what
8
the
years
fuck?
later.
You've been able to do that. We have it on our fucking. We got it on our Raspberry Pi and.
I don't know, man. 8 years later, I don't think so.
Man, you just need to
Wait,
fucking
it
get up
hasn't been 8 years, has it?
Yeah, 2008. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. It has
Hey,
been.
hey guys, fucking, we're gonna do conclusions right now. Final thoughts, Brian.
I think fucking Kojima's next game is gonna be fucking badass. I think it's gonna not be fucking held by the shackles of Konami, and he's gonna be able to fucking make the fucking ultimate game, the ultimate Hideo Kojima game. And I think people, I mean, it might not sell as good as Metal Gear at first, but I mean, he's starting from square one, you know, so he's gonna have to fucking really, you know.
He's got a good. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, yeah, he's got to fucking, you know, really make. He's kind of, I mean, even though he's already made a name for himself, but he kind of has to do that again with a new franchise, and it is going to be a risk for him. So I think that he's going to be just pouring himself into it just to make sure that it's fucking like it's insanely good quality. And I mean, I think, yeah, I don't know, it's going to be probably his biggest masterpiece of his entire career. Because I think after this, he's even said he's going to be expanding Kojima Productions into doing like anime, movies, and fucking other sort of forms of media. And you know, I think he's going to be more, you know, since he's the head of the company, I think he's going to be involved more in different projects in the future, at least producing. I think he's going to be doing his games, like how he's been doing with his, like, even the original Kojima Productions. He did like Metal Gear, but then he also produced fucking, you know, Zone of the Enders or
Yeah.
Boktai, like other games, and like Castlevania. He's still going to be producing other stuff within his company, I think, in the future, but he's going to be really hands-on with his own game, you know? which is I think he's even said he's going to be making games till he dies. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean I think
Says-
it's going to be a badass game. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, like he said that he was going to be making games, even as a ghost.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, but no, I think he's got enough of a name for himself that he's got a good enough head start to like fucking make fellow gamers like turn their heads, and I agree that this game is going to be his fucking. It's going to be a breath of fresh air, because it's not gonna be have any limits. He's gonna be able to do whatever the fuck he wants, and I'm pretty sure that it truly will this time going to piss some gamers off. But I feel that it's going to be for the right reasons, and I feel that it's going to be a fucking at the very least like a cult classic.
That's all it needs. That's all it
At
needs
the
to
very
be.
least.
That's all it needs to be.
At the very least. And yeah, that's it.
I think like Kojima's games are like highly appealing towards like early teens, like maybe like anywhere from 10 to like 12, like as far as like really captivating that audience, like from childhood to adulthood. I feel like his games like really are kind of transitional in that way. You know what I'm saying? They kind of appeal to like the younger audience as well as the older audience, almost in the same way that Star Wars does. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like certain themes and things that like serious
Lore and all
tones,
that,
that kind of make you feel like you're in this universe and like it's serious.
It makes you want to look up the Wikipedia articles of like.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
What's the point? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, the these stories really captivate the youth, and in a transitional period, first and foremost. But like, that's why they're so captivating to begin with is because they're that's what they are, and they just kind of like almost draw creativity out of you. But I'm just really glad that he's actually able to return back to this state to where he's able to create these types of games again, where he can recaptivate the masses of the of the population again, and not be bound by orders from his higher ups, and he's literally he is the higher up now. Mm-hmm. And he's in charge of his own destiny at this point, and he needs to just make it,
Yeah, I mean, I've even read throughout his entire, like, ever since we've been fans of him, I've read in magazine articles that he's always talked about being, told what he has to do from, like, Konami. Like, even just since MGS2, like, reading articles about it, just, like, talking about how he can't really do things the way he wants to do them.
Yeah.
So,
just because, like, some certain themes, like, prove to be unsuccessful globally.
Or they tend to be risky.
Yeah, risky. Now he can take all the risks that he wants, basically.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm super glad because as an artist, I think he's the best in the world, honestly. Or at least as a creator, a producer. He knows how to rally a team to create the best possible quality product out of anybody in the entire world. I think that's my personal opinion. Even compared to like the biggest Hollywood directors, I think Hideo Kojima has like way more of a freaking tasteful mind than like everybody in Hollywood goes.
Yeah,
yeah, and
So,
it's a
like,
shame.
It makes me really like super excited for the future of Kojima Productions.
You see this documentary about like these programmers that were like really like at their limit, saying that they cannot take care of these bugs. They just can't do it. They just can't do it within this time frame. And yet we get a game, MGS4, where we don't really experience bugs, really.
Yeah,
No, not at all.
Bugs in there.
At all.
Not even with MGS5, really. I mean, even considering the vast, open world that was available in that game, there was no bugs.
Which is more than I can say for, and I've been fanboying, off air about this game, Witcher 3. Even that game has some bugs.
MGS5 has bugs too.
Well, pretty freaking few, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's like we didn't really experience too many at all, but like there were some times where it really pissed us off. But yeah.
But you know, for considering the size of the game.
Oh yeah, I know. There was never fucking bugs in Kojima's earlier games because of like how smaller they were, you know.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
that wraps it up for this episode of Next Gen Cast after fucking 6 months or so. Hope you enjoy this new episode and subscribe and you know just
like the fucking
like
video.
Like it
And
subscribe.
comment.
Oh yeah, comment too. What do you think? You know what? You've heard what we think.
What do you think? You singular person that listened to the whole thing, if that. Thank you if you did.
But yeah, also fucking. No, I'm just joking. All right.
Bye.
Signing off.
Laters.